Welcome back to another episode of The Gateway. We join our faithful crew as they investigate a couple of dragon cultists standing outside of a shortcut that they took. Um, After confronting the small group, they realize that there's a nearby town of goblins under attack by said cultists. Um, After not very long, a green dragon swooped in, seeming to be the leader of this group of cultists, clearing out the little goblin town that seems to be, dirtying up his forest. The dragon used its breath weapon on all of you after landing and saying a couple of words. And it was that at that moment that you all took ready for the battle to break out. Let's start off with an initiative.
Dirty 20.
Oh, wow. One.
21.
Did you
Ooh.
you did not roll? Did you
I
really?
got a I got a one, yep.
Oh
Oh.
no.
It's a Monday.
Jesus.
Yep.
I got
I
So
also got a 21.
21. Yep.
Oh yeah, I should use that die.
Yeah, I like the die on the D&D Beyond. I'm gonna use that, I think.
Yeah.
okay. So Stella, Parthanax, you both got 21.
Mm-hmm.
Niken, what was your initiative with your modifier?
I think it's a five. Five, yeah. Total.
Okay. Does anyone want to try and play for Hex? Totally understand if you guys don't. Artificers are kind of crazy.
And
You do the voice so well. I think you're the only one that can do it.
Oh no, a green dragon! Oh, that was not good.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my. Let's see here. Hex did not do amazing. Thea did okay. Let's see here. Iru, how'd you do?
Rolled a 19 with a +1 modifier, so it was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Wow, all right. That's kind of crazy. All right, well, Sella's up first. Let me just get everybody else up real quick. I am kind of curious what your guys' plan is, if anybody has something they thought about throughout the week. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and do this.
Island run.
In character, I want to do as much swinging as possible. Out of character, I want to run like hell.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Me, Damien, player, kind of, I think we need to run since I think me and only Iru are at full health. Hex is almost
Oh, no,
dead.
I don't
Most
even
of you
have-
are almost dead.
I don't even have full health. I actually ended up, I've got about half, a little over half of my health left. It's still like 28 points, but I'm not confident in facing a
Parthanax
dragon with that.
That's a lot, actually.
Wants to kill this dragon. This isn't cool.
I would say, I'd say he was pretty pissed about the poison breath. Like that's,
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought a lot of dragons had manners, and just like showing up and spitting on everybody, that's rude as hell. Before even a first word, I mean, come on.
You never spit on an orc.
Especially acid.
Yeah.
That's just doubly
Poison.
insulting.
Yeah.
Spit on me, shame on you. Spit on me with acid, you're gonna die.
You're dead.
It's it's an orc law. It's just how it is now.
Those laws are in blood. Literally in my blood. They like do a thing when you're born an orc, and then you have laws in your blood. It's crazy. It's our whole thing.
I feel like there might be some interesting abilities to get out of that if it were true.
I don't want to table talk it too much, but I'm not sure how running away would work. Like, We've got a cart, but it's not like this is a speedy getaway vehicle. We're not going to.
We don't
that
have
Jurassic
racehorses
Park
on this cart.
racing away with the snapping dragon behind us.
Okay, I do have 2 things that we haven't suggested yet. We could
Yeah.
reason. We could reason with the dragon,
Yeah.
or Niken can pull out his gem of air elemental,
Yep.
and the dragon can fight that.
Yep. And then we can leave. Wow, I fight.
Basically,
Yeah.
we can try.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of our one-off when we know we're going to die. But maybe try reasoning with it first.
Yeah.
I don't
agree
think it
with
can
that.
be reasoned with. I think if it wanted to talk, it would have kept monologuing instead of just trying to kill us
Kill
all.
us.
It seemed to show its intentions.
That is kind of
Aggressive.
a point. I do believe dragons have a tendency to monologue.
Yeah. I mean, the thing wants us gone, which doesn't necessarily mean it wants us dead. It just wants us gone.
It
That's a good
said
point, too.
it had been watching us for a while.
Oh, did it?
Ooh, I remember that now.
Fuck.
I was
Pardon my
coming by.
language.
Yeah, I was coming by camp and stuff, checking this out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and everybody was convinced it was a bird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me especially.
I mean, so then what's the thoughts on summoning the air elemental?
I'm down for that, but I really don't think we can fight it, to be honest. That's just me personally.
I'm not certain what that air elemental does. Like, I'd be excited to try that.
It's a one-time
yeah.
hit, though. That's the only thing.
It's a one-time thing.
So let's not use it straight out the gate. I
No.
think, except for some of us, we could all survive a turn, maybe.
I got 6 points. That's all I have.
If I heal myself at 3rd level, I can survive a turn.
And I'm poisoned, too, so I don't know how much damage I
no.
take.
Is that a reoccurring
shoot.
effect?
Isn't it?
Dungeon Master, is it that kind of poison? Because if so, most of it, I think it's good. Everyone's going to be dead except for me and Iru.
Well, it's
Yeah.
acid, not really
It's
poison.
poison.
It is
He's
poison?
got poison breath.
It's the
Mhm,
same
poison
thing,
breath.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had thought too. But because this is a young dragon, it doesn't actually cause you to be poisoned. It is only poisonous damage.
Gotcha. So if
yeah.
you were resistant to poison, it would. Okay.
It would have you would take half damage, but
Okay.
you don't wind up with the condition poison
Poison. Okay.
to succeed on a saving throw for that or anything like that. So none of you guys are poisoned.
Okay, cool.
You just
I've got
Took
something
a-
that could slow the dragon down should it work. But that doesn't do with the mob of cultists.
I might be able to handle the cultists a little bit. Because I can cast Charm Person at 3rd level now,
hmm
which means I can charm more of them at a time.
I think I got everybody on
Well,
here.
actually, that only gives me a total of 3.
Yeah.
3 people?
Yeah, 3 people.
Okay.
Out of the 20.
Yeah, not helpful.
Well,
There are quite a few. There are less because you guys had taken out some before this whole thing started. So taking the shortcut, you guys did reduce the number of cultists that are here at the moment. So that's a good thing.
I mentioned this in the last game. So if we're gonna flee, I can bring out the elemental, fight the dragon, whatever, so we can leave. And the people, I can cast my fog, a cloud of fog. So they're low to the ground, so they can be like blinded by that while we escape. It's up to you
Maybe.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to kind of sacrifice
Oh wait,
the
that's a
Goblin
point.
Village.
Does anybody have a lawful good alignment?
I'm
With their
chaotic
character.
good.
I'm neutral, chaotic.
I have no idea what I am, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
don't.
gonna say that may come into play about whether or not how we deal with running, because I would say anybody with like a lawful good scenario would not be able to leave these people
goblins.
in the hands
Well,
of a
they're
dragon.
goblins, and I think the only person that particularly cares about goblins in any particular way is Parthanax. And I don't know, man. He just hit that goblin village with the dragon's breath as well.
weapon.
DM, how many of these goblins survived? I mean, I can't imagine many of them made their saving throw, and if they did, they would live after taking 11 points of damage.
Right.
They
I mean, I guess that the village is already wiped. You
The
don't have to worry
village
about
actually
it.
got pretty lucky. His aim was for you guys, not really the village. Um, like, okay, here, because it's gonna be. It was like a 30-foot cone, and honestly, like, even for him to. Okay, so at 30 feet. So like, even
We're
for
not
him
on that page
to.
if you didn't
Yeah,
know.
we're not on the page.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you guys are on the homepage. So no, it didn't really hit a whole lot of the actual village. Um,
Oh
he
shoot.
pretty much got like the span of you guys, um, and that's about it. Yeah, because it's like 30 by 30 sort of thing. So he pretty much got you guys, and that's about it. So it didn't really hit the village. The goblins should be fine as far as Parthanax knows. But I should have the turn order. If I forget anybody, we'll kind of uh, do that as we go through. But Sella, are going to be up. Parthanax, you are going to be on deck.
All right. Well,
What's
the
the
only
plan?
thing, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm going to heal myself for sure.
Okay.
So that's going to be my turn, basically. All right. Healing word at 3rd level, or at 2nd level, sorry. So I heal for a total of 10 damage.
10 healing damage.
Yeah. 10, oh, sorry. Yeah. I heal for 10 points of health. And then, Parthanax, you already have a
I
bardic
do.
inspiration from last time.
We'll allow it.
So
Carry over.
it's the same encounter.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was
Don't be a
kidding.
jerk.
There wasn't enough
Okay.
sarcasm in that.
Okay. I don't know. Crap. Okay, so we got Parthanax who makes big damage with spells and Eru who makes big damage with hammers. So I'm gonna yell at Eru, oh my god, get the fucking dragon, and give him
Okay,
bardic
boss.
inspiration. Yeah. Thanks. That's my turn.
Okay, good move. Dealt out some inspirations. Healed yourself. Good. Good plan. That's next. You are going to be up.
Okay. A quick question about that inspiration. I don't think you'll allow this, but I just want to know. I know that Sella has got that anti-inspiration thing.
That's
Can I
a
use this
reaction
inspiration
only.
bestowed upon me to anti-inspire something else? Like instead of like forego mine to bring
Unfortunately,
down
you
something
were
else?
you were not a bard, and
Okay.
thus that whimsical with the inspirations and able to transfer them around.
It was worth
Also, the
a shot.
Yeah,
anti-inspiration is
yeah, I
reaction
like it.
only.
Yeah, I like it, but unfortunately, just not the way the inspiration rolls. You may use it
Understandable.
to help with an attack roll, saving throw, or uh, ability check.
Okay. How far am I? Close. Okay. Um, yeah, to start, I want that dragon to make an intelligence saving throw. It's got to beat a 15.
Okay.
I want to know if it does it before I tell you what I'm doing.
Yep.
Yeah. 18, 15 on die.
God damn it. Okay. I cast Tasha's Mind Whip, but it doesn't do any of the cool things because it saved. So it's just going to take half of 3d6 psychic damage.
Okay.
Half of 13, 6.
Okay. What does Parthenax say or do to make this mind whip?
It's just a verbal thing, so I just have to shout. You know, being as it's a person's name spell, I think it's something that you have to say. So I think it's one of those things I have to say like an anime move. I say it in Draconic,
Better.
but I have to say Tasha's Mind Whip. It's like built into it.
Okay. Your dragonborn companion takes a deep breath before shouting in his dragonborn tongue this strange phrase, but you can all pick out the name Tasha as he's shouting this
Common.
kind of like energized sort of magical attack, and then flicks his wrist like he's cracking a whip, and the dragon kind of shakes its head a little bit and just like turns and looks towards you, Parthanax, away from the group that was kind of standing in front of him.
So I'll let the party know if that worked,
Oops.
it would only be able to take an action, a bonus action, or a movement. It would like.
What 5 words do you use to convey this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just letting them know what it would have done. I'm not actually talking to them.
Okay, okay. So this was out of game.
Yeah.
It's just character. Okay, gotcha.
Um, Something I will say though in the game, in Goblin, Goblin can flee while you can.
Okay, I like that.
Goblinkin's one word for anyone counting. Man, bummer. I had hoped that would work. So it looks like the cultists are breaching on the side opposite from us into the Goblin Village.
Yeah.
There was a group flanking on the side of the village that you guys were on, but you guys did take care of them. So now the main threat is on the other side, kind of coming down from that trail on the opposite side of the village.
I'm gonna move just sort of to the entrance, and I guess as I'm saying this to goblins, I'm sort of pointing them to the exit. As my bonus action, I'm going to use some sorcery points to get back a spell slot, and then that's my turn.
Okay, okay. Good turn, good turn. Parthenax, you do see as you kind of step into this village, you see a group of cultists kind of having already scaled the wall, and then another group just kind of like dropping over, just getting on the other side of the wall. And then on the opposite side, yeah, there's another cultist. This one dressed just slightly differently. He's got heavier robes than the rest of them. Most of them are wearing like really light robes and armor. This guy has got just mostly robes, and his hands are glowing with a little bit of arcane magic. The goblins inside respond, and they just start kind of singling this guy out and attacking at him. Let's see here. On that one, and then the first group, they start kind of moving into the middle of the town. So now there's kind of just like, as soon as you get around the corner into the entrance of this town, there's just like a small wave of these cultists that come over the wall and just start attacking the goblins. Some of the cultists aren't even going straight at the goblins. They're just kind of starting to rough up the tents and kind of like pull their houses apart. Just be straight up assholes about it. Let's see here. Thea is in her elf form and has used both of her wild shapes, so she cannot turn into an animal again today. But let's see here. Yeah, there's that staff of healing. Okay. And she's going to cast mass cure wounds to try and hit all of you guys. Um, and she's going to use mass cure wounds from the wand, which I'll have to look up real quick for exactly how many dice, but it uses 5 charges from the wand, which is half of them. Um, I think it's like 44. 3d8, damn. Oh, geez, 2 8s. 16. So you guys, all heal for, 16, 21 points of healing damage.
We
It's
get 21
healthier than I
points.
can possibly be.
Sweet.
Yes.
I'm
Outstanding.
completely
I'm
healed.
almost 100%.
I'm 100%. Cool.
So am I.
Thea pulls out this wand and kind of casts it in a very general direction over all of you guys. Magical energy kind of lights up at the end, a very soft blue glow, and it just kind of cascades this blue energy over all of you guys as you kind of regain some of this health back.
There's no possible way we get temporary hit points from that if it's over our threshold, is it?
No, but good try. That was a good try. I will give you that, definitely. Okay. And the goblins inside the village, you can hear the goblins kind of shouting back at you, Parthanax. They say that this is our home. We will never run. And they just kind of continue to fight and advance on the cultists that are kind of moving in and on their territory.
Oh, damn.
And they're either really brave or really stupid.
They're goblins. They're both.
Yeah.
Um, Thea also will toss the wand. I guess she doesn't even have to toss it because she's standing right next to you, but she will give the wand of healing to Sella and say, I think you'll be able to do a little bit more with this than I will. So it is a staff of healing, just so you know, and it has 5.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking
You
the
know
same
what?
thing. She ghosts us for like a month too. No, I'm kidding.
I really hope not. And it was funny you guys said that at the beginning of the session because I was like, well, I planned on giving this to Sella so that she
Yeah.
could use it more effectively. I don't think that's going to be the case though. But
Nah.
okay, so Thea hands you this magical wand, and then she makes an attempt to turn into her wild shape. Sella, you're standing in front of her, and you see Thea kind of get like a mean face, like she thinks very, very hard and starts focusing, trying to turn into this animal, but something starts going awry. You see that her parts of her body start kind of bubbling and swelling randomly and sort of jumping in and out. Not like normal. It's usually a pretty smooth transition from Thea into Beast, but something is kind of going wrong in this situation, and she starts to transform much more rugged and ugly than normal. And after a couple of minutes, she starts shrinking, or not a couple minutes, but this is all in seconds. She starts shrinking and turns into a tiny lizard um, that just looks at you very, very confused and skitters around for a second before just crawling up onto your shoulder right next to you.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Okay.
let's see here.
That's
It
a
is
thing.
Big turn.
Cult Group 3 is going to try and scale the wall. Oh, wow. And they don't. It seems like this group is kind of a little bit stuck. They're kind of struggling with scaling the little wall right on the other side of these cultists, or the Goblin Village. And this cultist, he makes it onto the other side. So it is the dragon's turn next. It's kind of low in the order. Niken, you are going to be up next. Sorry, a lot of players on this one.
Isn't that Iru's?
Is Ebru up next?
I
Yeah.
rolled really low.
All I know is, yeah, I was at a 20.
Yeah, see. I rolled a 1.
Okay, I apologize. You were disappointed. What would you?
Yes.
Well done.
Your mic's
Yes.
off too. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's not a lizard, but this is the only
Yeah.
stuffed animal I own.
That's funny.
Thea's like holding on very dearly. She's not like snuggling in or anything like that. She's just on there, kind of a little panicked. There aren't claws on this lizard. It's got the sticky pads, so it's
Like a
just like
gecko.
gripped
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's like a little gecko. Okay, what'd you like to do, Eru?
Okay, so let's see. I am not particularly happy about being greeted with poison spit. So, as a bonus action, I am going to rage. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it. I'm not asking anybody's permission. This is happening. Let me check my distance here. Okay, yeah, nope. All right, so yeah, I've got Warhammer out. I am full tilt sprinting right up for this dragon here. And I am going to attempt to plant the end of my Warhammer right in his snout. Oop, wrong one there. Hold on a moment. That's the one I'm after.
He's on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is
All
not
right, that's
currently
a
flying.
28 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
All right. And then let me hit that damage roll there. Let's see. Plus 2, 17 for damage.
Nice.
How does the dragon take that?
He doesn't take it very kindly, but it doesn't slow him down very much.
Looks like all I did was piss him off.
A little bit.
I got him
That's a
on my
pretty good
level
hit,
of
though.
angry. I wanted him on my level of angry.
I gave him a brain massage from the inside, and Eru came and got him from the outside.
There it is. Just beginning negotiations.
Okay. You have second attack, don't you?
I believe I used my bonus action for the rage this turn.
That's right. All right. Yeah.
Oh, no, wait. I do get 2
No.
attacks per action flat out since I'm level 5 now. Let's go for
Sweet.
another
Okay.
swing.
Yeah.
There we go. Outstanding. 25 hit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's give her another go. That is a 13 for damage this time.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, between those two hits, the dragon is pretty upset. Looks like that was some pretty solid damage.
If you don't talk towards your computer, we can't hear you.
Okay. That was some pretty solid damage. The dragon was taken aback by the combination of both of those hits.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's kind of promising.
That is. How's it looking?
Not too much different.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no! I just hit the X tab on my Roll20. I didn't.
No.
I was trying to switch tabs, and I hit the X.
The
Give me 1
dragon
second.
pauses suddenly.
Yeah. Okay.
As if
Yeah,
locked in time.
So, let's see here. Roll for breath weapon. Doesn't get it back. So dragon's just going to go for a couple of claw attacks on you. Ooh, okay. One of them was a natural 1, and the other one's 12 on die for a total of 17.
Just hits.
Okay. 2d6. Not too bad. Okay, 10 damage. Or, I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, 10 damage.
All right. That hurts, but I'm still good to swing.
That's smart. Okay, and it's going to go for a bite attack. It's got 2 claws and a bite. Ooh. Well, that actually in the thing. 8, so 15.
Armor class is 16, so no.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, you guys see Iru kind of like locked in combat with this dragon. It makes a claw attack, and Iru glances it off with the axe, makes another claw attack, and totally finds its mark. It goes then for a bite attack that Iru. I imagine you like stick the axe in its mouth so that it like can't really close down, and it just like recoils back afterwards. Um, the dragon then says directly in your face, Iru, "This is why you have cultists." And its wings unfurl, and it beats on the ground as hard as it can, and it just lifts up. Go ahead and make an opportunity attack as it
Oh shit.
begins to ascend.
All right. 14.
Ooh, it does not hit.
Dang. Looks like he got out of my reach too fast.
That's
How far has it moved away?
He's about like 15 feet in the air right now. Is like just started to take off. Okay, here. Niken, you are up. Followed by Slidar and Hex.
Cool. Oh, so he moved. The dragon moved on the other side. Okay,
I
here
think
we
just
go.
moving back.
Okay. So I have a question. So Niken is hiding. If I use my psychic abilities, is it going to show where I'm at?
It would make the dragon, or would make it a little easier for the dragon to detect you.
Easier, but I still won't be seen.
Probably not. I would say you would be behind cover, between your stealth and where you're at and the cloak.
Okay. I'm going to do some psychic abilities on this guy. Test out my new
Okay.
stuff. I'm going to
Okay.
do a mind sliver on him. I'm going to roll real quick. There's a 20 die.
Okay, so that's an intelligence save. So
Yes,
the
it is.
dragon has to make a save,
13,
which is actually a good call because
14, 15,
green dragons are
16,
not the most.
17. 17?
So the dragon rolls, not
Oh,
you
okay.
with that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
oh, wow, okay. You rolled a 5. Plus 3 is 8. So
Sweet.
it fails.
Okay. So now I roll with my mind sliver, right? It
Yeah,
says roll 2d6s. Okay.
go and roll damage.
7 total.
Oh, geez. And subtract 1d4 from the next
The
saving
next,
throw it makes
yeah.
before
So
the end of your next turn.
so
Damn,
what?
okay.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Does he take damage again for next turn? I know.
So that's a debuff.
Yeah.
That means that the next time that the dragon would make a saving throw, it takes, I roll a
Oh,
d4 and
okay.
it subtracts that from its number, so it's even
I
lower.
like that. That's awesome. Okay, cool.
What was the damage?
7, I think it was. So that's pretty cool. So that helps for my teammates, right? Like if
Yeah.
they're gonna use okay, cool.
As a dragonborn that casts spells that rely on saving throws, I appreciate this.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those. I got the initiative ones and wisdom also. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Actually, yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
incredibly handy.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I'm,
And I am
this
done.
is one of those moments where I'm kind of glad that I bought Tasha's, but at the same time wish it little melancholy, but it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done.
If you're upset that we beat this dragon, I'm going to be really mad.
No, I
Right.
will be very happy for you guys. Okay, so Niken, that was your turn.
Yes.
Are you trying to remain hidden?
Yes, I am. I'm staying behind the tent, away from everybody, and I'm hidden. And I can
Go,
still reach him. I got 60 feet. My
go
step.
ahead and roll stealth just to have it.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Oh,
8 plus. Oh yeah, I can click on the thing, huh? I keep forgetting. Plus 7.
So 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, he got 16 on perception.
Okay.
So Dragon has a decent idea of where that last attack came from.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. I gotta get Solidar's character sheet. They gave him a stat block, but it's just a little bit easier to have a character sheet with his stuff on it because he's supposed to be a level 4 fighter. So that is literally the one I forgot. Okay, and he has 30 feet. So Solidar seems like reveled by the idea of fighting a dragon. Not a giant, so he's less afraid of it. Which, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Nah, young dragon, doesn't matter. So he's gonna run up and make a couple attacks. Oh well, dragon is
In
flying.
the air.
He's gonna he is gonna be on the front lines with Eru then, and wait by your side. Hold his action for the dragon to make another attack when it does. Hex, on the other hand, actually has some range spells. Let's go with a good old firebolt. You guys see Hex kind of doing his usual flexing his mechanical nature, kind of starting to whirl about, and magical auras kind of swirling around him. Roll in the thing, damn you. Oh, okay, yeah. 2 plus 7 for 9. So firebolt does not hit, unfortunately. Um,
I imagine Ami like sort of runs under the dragon, mechanically yipping at it.
yeah, totally love it. And Hex is still guiding him. Get him, Ami, get him.
Does anybody else imagine Goddard's bark from Jimmy
Yeah,
Neutron?
Yeah.
Is it just
Oh,
me?
yeah. No.
Goddard.
275%. That's exactly what I imagined.
I don't know the reference.
Same.
Jimmy
The
Neutron
Jimmy Neutron TV show.
cartoon?
You guys never
Movie?
watched Jimmy Neutron?
I know of it, but I've never seen it.
For sure.
Well,
Okay. He has a
just had
robot dog. He has a robot
Yeah.
dog named Goddard that he built, and it has this very like specific mechanical yap that I absolutely associate with Omni.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow someone found the ability to say the word bark and also bark.
Yeah.
And that's Goddard's barking
Yeah.
voice sample.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'll take it.
The last 2 groups of cult fanatics make their way over to the wall. Try and scale it. 4 to 5. They don't. So there's a couple of groups kind of on the other side of the wall that apparently missed Goblin Wall scaling day in training. So we are back up at the top of initiative with Sella.
Okay. I'm gonna take a page out of the last fight we had with a giant reptile and cast Shatter on its head.
Con save.
Hmm?
Con save.
Yes, the con save 14.
Ooh, rolled a 14. Has a +3, but
You're good.
minus a d4. So let's see here. Wow, that just almost rolled into oblivion.
So automatically fails though, right?
So it's just 14. Yeah, it has a -3 from the d4, which makes it 14 even, which meets, so he fails.
Okay, then this guy gets Shatter at level 3.
Oh, geez.
Which is, make sure that's scaled correctly. Yeah, 4d8. That's 18 points of damage to his skull.
Sorry, I had to blow my brains out. What's going on?
That's 18 points of damage to his head.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was definitely a good hit. You see the dragon like kind of stutter in its wing beats like it kind of misses one and like falls briefly before catching itself, and like it comes within like 10 feet of Eru and Salidar. I imagine they both kind of like take just a glancing kind of swipe. At least Salidar definitely does. Omni jumps as high as it can, kind of trying to like go after one of the legs. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Sella?
I can't reach him from the ground. Everybody's fully healed at the moment. Everybody has an inspiration die except for Niken and Slidar. So, with my bonus action, I'm gonna give my last bardic inspiration to Niken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How do you inspire him?
Niken, I know you're good. Come on out of hiding and get in there. I may not be able to see you, but I know you're there.
Right.
I can't see you, but I believe in you.
Right.
Niken, wherever you're at.
I'm in the
Niken.
next town. No, I'm kidding.
He's just always missing during fights.
He's back in Philandering having a pint.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, that would be
I like,
awful.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be messed up.
I mean, Thea's a lizard / red panda now, so
Right.
that ends my turn.
Right on. Good move. Huh. Okay, yeah, you don't have to see them, they just have to hear you. That's awesome. Okay. I just had to double check the inspiration. That's cool. Parthanax, you are up, and then Eru is technically going to be on deck, but we got a bunch of moves between them.
So, as the dragon sort of got shattered and is dipping down, I'm going to run and then Misty Step onto its head.
Oh, God.
And then
You gonna tame it?
if its mouth is open, I'm going to go in the mouth. Otherwise, just on the eyeballs and massage it with a 3rd level burning hand. If it could please make a, what is it? A dexterity 15 saving throw.
Okay.
That's point blank, isn't it?
I would argue, does it get disadvantaged since I am on it, in it?
I always thought Burning Hands was a touch spell, to be honest with you. I... It's a con save?
Dexterity 15.
Dexterity 15. Okay. It gets 8.
And I'm arguing, would it get disadvantaged? Because it's not like it can avoid it at all.
It had disadvantage. I rolled 2 die, took the
Take
lower
you
number.
Okay.
So yeah. You
Did it-
definitely get some Burning Hands on here. And it fails.
Okay. I'm going to re-roll those 2 1s using my last sorcery points.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
So
12 and 8.
that's 11 plus 8, 19.
No, that should be 20, bro. Because, oh no, you're right. I'm so
Yes.
sorry. That's funny. Okay. Listen to my players on their math.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a strength saving throw to stay grappled on this dragon's head.
Okay. And I am going to... Oh, that's a 9, but let me roll that inspiration. So that's a D6, right?
I think you have D8 at level 5, don't you? Stella, or is it still D6? It's D8. Yeah, roll a D8 for
D8?
that
Okay.
bardic inspiration.
I rolled a 13 overall.
Okay. It's strength score. Ooh, it's +4 to strength. It got 12, so you do remain grappled as this dragon is kind of shaking its head around. Go ahead.
I am riding this dragon like some sort of 70s prog rock album cover, and that's how I end my turn.
Some dragon on dragon artwork there.
Yeah, it's like this golden dragon riding this vicious, massive green dragon. It is worthy of the sight of a van.
Oh my god! Well, we know what we're painting on our wagon.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
All I heard was Dragon on Dragon, and now I'm ready for the AO3 fanfics, man.
Okay.
Thank you for getting that joke. Oh my god.
So this cult group moves forward and kind of enters some of the goblin fighting that's going on. Come on, stop doing that. Just move this guy over. So they're kind of like fully engaged, and this group specifically is not even trying to attack the goblins. They're kind of just like pushing them off and starting to like tear up the tents, kind of just like wrecking the place for them. This fanatic, he casts a spell on this goblin, and he falls. And I'm just actually gonna put that on the DM, and he goes down. So one goblin down. Let's see here. Cold Group 1. Where's number 1? It's Fanatic. It's Fanatic. There's the Group 1. Okay. They make attacks against the goblins. 7. Goblins attack them. 13. Nice. So a couple of these goblins gang up on one of the cultists and take him out. I'm not gonna take a token out because that involves ungrouping, and that's way too complicated. See here. It would be Sia's turn. So you guys notice. Hang on one second.
She's a lizard and/or red panda, which I think is cuter.
So, off to the side here, kind of in the trees, Sella, Eru, and Hex would all see, kind of through the side of the trees, there is a small figure that kind of breaks through the tree line and starts kind of moving up towards you guys just out of the tree line. And crap, where'd it go? See here, I hope you're ready. Abby, what would you like to do?
What the fuck?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Everyone, this is my friend Abby. She got me into D&D.
Hi.
She
Hi.
is going to be playing with us today. As you guys see, a small gnomish creature kind of coming from the tree lines towards this dragon.
All right. So you see this gnomish figure. You actually don't see her face right now. She has an owl mask on, and she's just gonna fucking go at it. So let's see. Who's a friendly, if you don't mind, like pinging yourself.
So yeah, the only one that looks like way different than or the only one that looks similar to the cultist probably is going to be Niken down here in the village. Everyone else is all friendly.
Okay. And she'll just say really quick, "Don't worry, you just needed help." And then she'll cast a good old tidal wave. So let's do that. So 3rd level tidal wave can be cast at 120 feet. So I'm pretty sure it's 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 by 30. Ugh. It's really cool because I've been here this whole time, guys, listening, and I didn't know what I was going to do until this moment. So it's 10 by 30. So we'll do here-ish to here-ish. That seems like helpful, right?
Okay. So you kind of want to like wipe through the village past the dragon?
Yes, because the dragon's not down, is he? He's flying? Or is he?
He's flying very close to the ground, though. He's like 10, 15-ish feet above the ground. He had just taken off.
That fucking slut. We'll just stick with this since I said it already. So they all have to make a dex save of 15.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, Dragon got natural 20. See, Cult Group.
I don't think it would hit the dragon, to be honest,
Oh, okay.
because it's just like this ping to here to here, because it's only 10 feet wide and 30 feet long.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was 30 feet high, so I imagined it was
Oh,
washing.
that would have been great. We can lie.
Yeah.
It could be that.
We can let it be that.
Okay, so most of the goblins save, most of the cultists don't.
Okay. And how many goblins saved by chance? This is
So
the wrong.
I'm rolling most of them together, honestly. So
Okay.
like the goblins are good. There's not as much mass to them, so they don't
Okay.
get pulled away quite as hard, but the cultists on the other hand, with all of their armor and everything, they kind of get swashed a little bit.
Okay. So
Waterlogged.
my question is, can I use Ben Luck and give them a D4 as a penalty? Would that make them fail?
The goblins?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay.
would. Roll a
So I'll do
d4.
that. So I will burn 2 sorcery points. And
Okay, yeah, wow.
well, I'm sure it's how many goblins on there? Technically it should be a lot more. Oh.
There are quite a few goblins. There's a couple handfuls,
Okay.
but like I said, I'm just rolling them all together.
Gotcha. So we'll just do one of these. That's a -4.
Oh my, yeah, no, the goblins definitely fail too.
Okay. So
There's just
they
like a pile of bodies, kind of like just gathered on top of each other on one side of this village as it just gets like washed over. Um, the
so they're all knocked prone, and I can roll for damage if you want.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so they take 48. Oh, that's a 2. Oh, great, that's a 1. I'm rolling like shit. So 7 and 3. That's a whopping 10 points of bludgeoning damage. So fuck it. I'll burn a sorcery point and reroll 1.
Okay.
That got stuck. And that didn't. So 10 minus 1 plus, so it's 9 plus 6, so 15 instead.
Okay. Well, what a way to swing in the gate. So a couple of these cult groups are definitely dead.
Sweet.
And then a lot of these goblins are as well. Jeez and crow. Okay.
And I'll just say, yeah! And that's my turn.
Right. One, two. That one is not doing awesome.
Actually, that's a lie. I'm actually going to move away from the dragon.
Okay.
Ooh. I'll try to just hide back in this little forest. That seemed safer.
Okay. Here, you are gonna be up, as most of these anybody in the village that's still standing is gonna try and stand and spend their turn trying to like just collect themselves and get back up on their feet.
All right, good enough. So dragon's floating, flying 10, 15 feet in the air. So I guess that's probably out of my hammer and hand axe or war axe range here. So I think I'm going to have to pull the javelins out for this guy.
Ooh.
I have 4 of those handy, and I am full of rage in the moment. So we're going at it. So I guess I will take a huck with my first javelin here. 20 hit.
Yeah, it hits.
All right, and then I am looking at 9 damage with the first one.
Okay.
All right, and then second attack. Let's see, 17 hit.
Ooh, 17 does not hit.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spend that bardic inspiration die then.
Nice, good use of it.
Let's see. That was a D8, correct?
Yeah, usually after you find out that it doesn't hit, you can't use it. Usually it's before you find out the result.
I thought 5E
I'll let
rules
you
were
go.
that you could declare it after your roll, therefore you didn't waste it on your turn, and that was what they changed this edition.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Anywho, but if we want to make it, I've got to declare it beforehand. I can do that from this point in the future. That is an additional 3.
Yeah, that definitely hits then.
All right. And then let's get in for damage. Oh, that's not as nice. That is an 8.
Ooh, okay.
And then for my bonus action, I'll go in for that frenzy attack with my 3rd javelin. Let's see here. 14.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
All right. This looks like my 3rd guy didn't make it. And looks like that is all I'll be able to do this turn.
Okay. Good move, good move. So LiDAR just kind of rallies you a little bit. Yes, get him, champ. Yes, that's it. Yes, toss those javelins.
Love being motivated.
He's still holding his action for an attack on the dragon. All right, and then Hex is up next. He's going to get just a little bit closer to you guys. Actually, we're going to say he's smart enough not to group together. So he's going to get just a little bit further away, but kind of in line with this dragon, and go for another firebolt. Or, you know what? No, yeah, that's the range spell. Ooh, 15
I do
on
feel
that.
obligated to say I am on that dragon's head.
Fair. He would probably cast it, like, not at the head then. He would probably cast it at the body somewhere.
Okay.
I wasn't going to make you take damage, just going to make you do strength saving throws on your turn. Actually, yeah, that's a good point too, because if that tidal wave did hit the dragon, damn, 15. If that tidal wave did hit the dragon, though, that probably would not have been good. Damn, yeah. So he does 15 points of fire damage against this dragon as you see him launch another ball from his crazy mechanical contraptions that surround his body. Okay, the remaining cult groups, after failing, still failing to climb this wall. Okay, well, one of the, let's see here, the group, so the fanatic fails, and then the group, oh no, okay, just video turned off. I was like, oh no, we lost somebody. Okay, this group manages to make it over the wall and starts kind of assessing the problem, noticing that most of the goblins are down, and it is mostly their fanatics that are up walking around. They start just kind of tearing through the village, so like looking through all of the goblin stuff, just kind of turning stuff inside out. Yeah, none of you can really see in there, but it sounds like there's quite a commotion going on. Parthanax, you would probably be able to see from the dragon's head looking over into the village. You can see that it's mostly the cult fanatics kind of starting to move around and stir, as it were.
Did I see that tidal wave? Or was I too busy holding on to a dragon?
I think you probably would have seen it. While busy holding on you were, I'm pretty sure that it would have been an easy sight to see. Okay, so we are back at the top with Scylla.
Okay, so
Wait. Did we skip my turn?
Did we? I'm so sorry, Niken. Yeah, Iru. Yeah, I actually even skipped.
It's okay, Scylla.
I skipped the dragon too. Jesus, that's funny.
okay, I'll just.
I wasn't going to say anything about that.
Yeah,
you
right.
don't skip it.
Yeah, right.
Like you don't have to.
Sounds good to me, man.
Dragon doesn't need to do anything
No.
at all.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll hide.
He doesn't need
He's
a
taking a
turn.
lot of damage these past couple rounds.
He's that
You know,
one
maybe
decorative candle that you don't light. It's there.
Yes.
Parthanax,
Definitely
go
the
ahead
smell he
and
gave off when he
give me a
got here.
strength saving throw as the dragon's rearing around trying to shake you off of him.
I'm sorry. Did you want something from me?
Yeah, strength saving throw, please, as the dragon's trying to shake you off of him pretty thoroughly at this point. See if he gets the breath weapon back.
16.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, hold on. That wasn't a saving throw. It would be 17.
Okay. Yeah, you do manage to hold on. See here. I don't think he gets the poison breath back. Nope. Still does not get his breath weapon back. But does swoop down, makes a couple of claw attacks. One at Eru for a 22. Dang. Oh man, and he gets the lidar. Lidar's only got an AC of 16, so he does get both of you guys. Plus 26 plus 4. Oh geez, rolled sixes on both of them. So 16 points of damage.
Ow.
It's come down. And it's like Solidar was mid-sentence, rallying you up. Yes, good hit with the javelins, champ. Just throw another. Like, just gets totally stopped out of sentence and just like whacked by this dragon claws. It's kind of like swooping down, still maintaining its aerial advantage. Nykin, you are up.
I have a question. Am I allowed to use a cantrip and a spell, or is that
Only if one of them is specifically a bonus action.
okay? Let me see.
And I don't think any of
None
yours
of them.
are.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all actions.
Okay. How's the dragon looking?
Pissed off. Pretty pissed off.
Damage wise.
He's taken some good hits. He's not looking as awesome as when he first showed up.
Okay. I was gonna put him to sleep, but I don't think it's enough yet. I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna do mind sliver.
Okay, that's wisdom save.
Yes. Intelligence. Yeah.
Okay.
Need to be the 12.
Okay, rolled a 14.
Damn it.
for
Okay.
17 total.
Okay. So nothing happens, correct?
I don't think so with that one. There might be half damage, but probably not on this one. CC until or take psychic damage. Okay, yeah. So if it saves, it doesn't take any damage.
Okay. I am gonna move a little bit then.
Okay.
Just like that, just a little bit, just to throw him off a little bit, and I'm done.
Okay. Sounds good. Already got Slider and Hex, so now we are back at the top. My bad for that little miss in initiative.
It's okay.
Okie
Bella, what
dokie.
would you like to do?
What I really want to do is cast Shatter on it again, on its head. Oh no, not on its head, because that's where Parthanax is now.
Yeah, you got to
Um,
center that
Yeah, don't
somewhere
miss.
else.
Is it an
Right.
area thing? Like how
Yeah.
big is the?
She
It's
can center.
10 by 10 foot spear.
Oh my!
Yeah, so I have to aim it carefully. So I guess I'll go for its gut this time.
On save.
Con save is still 14.
Goodness. Rolled both of my dice off the tray. That's lame. Okay. 10 plus 3, 13.
Okay, awesome. And I'll roll for damage then. Come on. Uh, 15 points of damage.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do?
He's not close enough to hit. and I don't want to really die right now. Nah, I've got nothing. I'm gonna maintain my position and end my turn.
Okay, good move, good move. Parthanax, go ahead and give me a strength saving throw.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Nice.
You are held on firm. You're like, you've got like a grip on one of the eye sockets. You're like holding it like a climber's hold.
I was picturing the horns. Okay, yeah.
Sure, whatever you want, but you've got a good grip on it. Okay, go ahead and start your turn on the dragon's head.
Mm-hmm. I want to bring it down to the ground.
Okay.
How, aside from just like trying to burn its head off again, how can I try and force this down to the ground? Can I try and steer it?
Check.
All right.
Do an intelligence check real quick. We'll see what I can give you.
13.
You think pretty quickly as you're holding onto the head of this dragon, kind of like looking around at the rest of it. You think doing the same thing you're doing to the head, but to the wing, would definitely stop it from being able to fly.
All right. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give it a little bit of burning hands on its right wing, sort of, while still clutching in with the legs. Cast it over, and it needs to make a dexterity 15.
Okay.
And this is against a moving wing, so not locked into it like the head.
Rolled a natural one.
All right.
Jeez.
This one's only a tasty 3d6 for 7.
It does take some damage. You could see your arcane magical energy going red on this wing. And it definitely affects the dragon, but it doesn't stop it from flying quite as much as the shatter on the head did, or some of the other effects. The wing is still functional. Damn it. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do? Hop off or whatever? Because I guess you can't move really.
No, that's a full action. No, that's how I'll end my turn.
This cult fanatic is going to kind of move through. Yeah, okay. So he's going to move through the village. Perception check. 17. Okay. So he's going to turn to you, Niken, and he's going to cast an inflict wounds.
You can see me, or kind of know where I'm at?
Rolled 19 on the perception check.
Okay. No kidding. Stop.
Yeah, I think it's on. Oh no, inflict wounds is a melee spell. Okay.
Stop.
I think he can make it up to you. Is that like 10 feet? Yeah, okay. So this cult fanatic comes up to you and swings at you with the scimitar and casts inflict wounds. Okay. If he hits with the melee attack. Okay. Ooh. 11 plus 3, so 14. Does that hit?
Nope. Does
Nope.
not.
Okay, so he comes up and tries to swing at you with the scimitar, and then totally misses.
Sweet.
Here.
Stop it.
There are one or two goblins just kind of dazed, moving about, just kind of looking at the wrecked bits of their village. Enos, it is your turn.
Alrighty, I'm going to Chaos Bolt the dragon at 3rd level. So let's roll to hit. So don't be shit. That's a natural fucking 20.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
So it takes 2d8 and 3d6. So 5. And it'll, so that's 11 so far. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lightning damage, all of this. So 11 and 2. Okay. So that's 21, and you double the dice, right?
Yeah.
So that's 42 lightning damage.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
That was, guys, I'm looking, I never roll this good. This is great.
Yeah, dragon not looking good.
Ones I have to say, I am attached to this dragon.
I
Do
was
need
gonna
to do
say.
anything?
Yeah.
I'm
With
not
lightning.
aiming for his head. I'm definitely aiming for belly.
It's lightning damage. Does it like course
It's
through it
conductive.
like Sith lightning?
So according to this spell, I could only target one creature. So
All right.
you're solid. Unless I roll 2 of the same number on the d8s, which didn't happen. Then I could target a second creature of my choice. So you're good.
I
Or not.
was gonna say though, just being on it that you do take some of the damage. I was gonna say like 5, not the
Okay.
full force or even half or something, but like you get some zaps. Just
Don't
because
listen to
that
me.
was
I'm not the DM.
such
can
a
take
heavy
that.
hit. It
I
was
can
such a
take that.
heavy hit that there was definitely a little bit of a kind of as you were on this dragon.
And I'll yell, sorry.
He liked it.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, very nice, very nice. See here. The cultists start trying to move through the village, kind of looking for anybody else still alive. So we've got 3 cult fanatic. There's number 2. They're just kind of like working their way through the village, just kind of checking things out. See here, Eru, you are up next.
All right. Let's see. I am down to my last javelin for this guy. But we're going to go for it. He's still flying about the same height, right? Like he's not in Warhammer reach. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Then, yep, let's go in for the javelin here. 19 hit.
19 just hits.
All right. And then 9 damage.
Okay.
And then for the second attack, I'm gonna try throwing my hand axes at him. So that's about all I got left throwing. 18.
18 actually just hits. 19
Okay,
was
okay.
one more than you need.
So then 8 damage.
Okay.
And then my last hand axe for my bonus action, I'll do my frenzy attack. And hucked it at the air. That's an 11.
Oh. So yeah, you get a couple in a row, and then that last one just kind of seems to arc a little too high over it. You see it
All
lay
right.
in the grass on the other side.
So I guess at this point, then, I think just for, I guess, a last little bit of security, I'm going to hoof it 30 feet, I guess, towards the entrance of the village. I'm out of throwing weapons, so until this dragon hits the ground, there's nothing I can do. So I guess I might as well go. I'm hearing screaming goblins, so I'm going to run their direction. And hopefully if the dragon hits the ground, I'm still close enough to come running in. So I think I will move down about this way. And then that'll do it for me.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, sounds good. Parthanax, go ahead and make another strength saving throw as the dragon tries to shake you off.
He's muted.
17.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you do stay on. Let's see here. Does it get a breath weapon back? Nope. Okay. Never rolled so many 4s and 1s on a d6 in my life. Okay. So the dragon, quite perturbed, doesn't really speak like it has the last couple of times. It just like yells, "Enough of this foolishness. This body isn't even worth my time. This is what cultists are for." And it begins to fly across, still like maybe 15 feet in the air, kind of just fly across the battlefield to the other side. Looks like it's trying to make a break for it. Parthanax on board or not.
Uh-oh.
Right. Niken, it is your turn.
Can I move closer and then put him to sleep, or try to?
Yeah, you can always try.
Oops.
You still have your bardic inspiration, don't you?
Yes. How do I use it?
I don't think
Um,
you can use it on this one just because the
Okay.
sleep is a
90 feet away. I should be good. Sends creatures into magical slumber. Roll 5d8s. The total is how many?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it just kind of happens. So if you roll enough dice on that 5d8
Yeah.
to cover his hit points, it will put the dragon to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So 5d8s. 19 total.
Ooh. No.
Does he fall? No? Yeah.
No, not
Ah,
enough.
damn. Okay. I thought I was close. Okay.
He is close, and the math totally was there. It could have happened, but unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. I tried. I'm done.
Yeah, it's because of those ones. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. Um, Slidar is actually gonna take the same route, just make it a little bit closer to the entrance of the village, with that as his goal. Omni follows after the dragon, and Hex moves a little closer. You're not gonna get away that easy! And casts another firebolt at the dragon. Okay, rolls out of the goddamn thing. 14 plus 7, unnatural 20. Nice. And I'm pretty sure he's got 2d10 on that. Yep. That's on a d10. For 12 points of damage. Pretty good. This thing is not looking great. Okay. Let's see here. There's some more activity going on in the village. Looks like there's one goblin alive that a couple of these cultists are kind of just holding on to. They've just kind of got this goblin. He's struggling really hard. You guys, Niken, you may be able to see through the tents. There's this goblin holding a rather large, strange stone, just kind of grunting and garbling about. Parthanax, you could probably hear in garbled goblin. No, let go of me. It's mine. No, it's mine. I don't want to give it to you. No, go away. This is my home.
Which one is this?
This is down here. There's a couple
Okay.
of cultists just kind of holding on to this goblin. So
Okay.
you may be able to see it, Niken. And then let's see here. Cult Group 4, where are they at? Oh, they're right up against Niken. Okay. So a couple of cultists are right up on you, Niken, as you went up to cast this sleep spell. They were kind of just looking around the village, and you surprised them as you came up out of nowhere. Let's see here. They're going to scimitar attack. 14, does that hit?
No.
Oh, 14 and a 7. All right. So they make a couple attacks on you. and they aren't really focused at the moment on you, and you manage to dodge out of the way just in time. So we are back at the top with Sella.
All right. I'm gonna chase after the dragon as much as I can. I think that's probably as far as I can. And I'm gonna try and cast my last shatter on. I noticed Parthanax aiming for the wing with his last burning hand spell. That seems like a really good idea. We can maybe do some damage to the delicate bones in the wing, and that would get it down, perhaps. At least is her reasoning. So this time, focusing on the shoulder joint of the same wing that Parthanax attacked.
Okay.
She's gonna cast Shatter,
All right.
which is that con 14 save.
Ooh, rolls an 18.
Oh, damn it. Oh well.
A dirty 20.
And it misses.
Doesn't take half damage for shatter. It's a spell
It does,
I know.
yeah.
It's a spell I know all too well.
Yeah. Takes half damage on a failed save. Okay, so I still roll damage for that. Half of 21, rounded down is 10.
Damn. Solid. This dragon is looking rough. It is almost limping out of here.
But he's still moving.
It is shaking Parthanax hard. It is trying mostly to get you off. It doesn't want to take this adventurer dragonborn with it, let alone a golden one. Go ahead and make another strength saving throw as you start your turn hanging on to a dragon.
8.
It's been going good so far. This dragon starts to kind of turn and reel away. It's almost like you're questioning whether you want to be on the dragon or not. And just between its kind of changing of direction and everything, it manages to fling you off of it. You do take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground. Right near the cart. You just missed the cart. You feel like you would have, it would have either softened your blow or maybe broken the cart, done more damage. You're not quite sure, but you just miss it.
Okay. Well, seeing as I'm already on the ground.
Yeah, I changed the layers of the tokens and wound up putting Parthanax on bottom.
Yeah, you're all good. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile and have the bolts go through the wings and try and make them like Swiss cheese.
Nice.
So he can't fly away.
Okay.
Trying to bring him down with that. I'll use my last second level slot.
So that's for 2d4, right?
No, at the second level.
Because I always thought it was like a bolt per level.
No, there's 3 to start out with, so this would be 4. So hold on. Let me do it here.
Gotta love that auto hit on Magic Missile.
12 plus 4 for 16.
Ooh. Yeah, his wings are not looking good. It is limping out of here. But the dragon is still barely managing to stay aloft above you as it's shooking you off and is now like gritting its teeth against you, looking at you on the ground. And it's having to try extra hard to even stay aloft after these holes pierce its wings.
That is my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. One. Lost track of him. Okay. See, he's gonna move down here and join his friends as he saw Niken kind of slip by. Enos, you are up.
Alrighty, so I'll run out of the woods, use full movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I'll just do the same thing, Chaos Bolt on the dragon. So, and we'll do 3rd level again. Ooh. Ooh, that's a 17. I don't think that hits, right?
It just misses.
Okay, I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos and re-roll it. Okay. Okay, 21.
Don't I get to roll on the wild magic table when you use Tides of Chaos? Is that a different
After, yeah. So I can regain this feature. Yeah, you can roll it or I can roll it. I prefer rolling it because I think it's hilarious. But
if you have the table handy, then yeah, that'll be way easier.
Yeah. Can I still normally I do the spell and then I roll on the table. Is that good?
Okay, before you regain the use of this feature, DM can have you roll on the wild magic table. After you cast it for
So
okay.
It's either long rest or I take a long rest or I opt to roll on the wild magic table. So I might, but yeah, I'll do it for flavor. But let me roll some damage. Okay, so 2d8. That's 9, and it's thunder damage, and then 3d6. 11. So 20.
How do you want to do this? That's a whole fucking lot of damage.
So I will
That was
appear
a good
from the
setup.
woods.
I do have to throw out there that was a good setup by Parthanax. Like he definitely got it within that.
Okay.
I just had to put that out there. You're
no,
really
it's
close,
like in melee games or Pokemon. Like he did all the damage, and I'm just sweeping it clean. So I will appear from the woods, and I just say, "No, you don't," and I'll clap my hands real loud and make a thunderous noise, even though it's Chaos Bolt. We'll do it, and yeah, however flavor you want to take this.
So yeah, this streak of chaotic lightning energy flies across this village up and hits this dragon, just square in its soft spot, right in the underbelly. And the dragon recoils, and its wings kind of curl in for a moment as it turns, and it manages to get out. This won't be the last you see my influence, and it falls back onto its back right near you, Parthanax. The dragon is dead. The cultists all grow silent for a moment before kind of screaming out in anguish/anger, and just kind of go in a bit of a frenzy for a moment before having their rage focused from their master dying right before them. Niken, yeah, Abby, go ahead and roll on that wild magic table. So let's see what happens.
So I rolled a 25. So an eye appears on my forehead for the next minute. During that time, I have advantage on wisdom checks. So I have a mask on and no one can see it, but I can feel it and it feels fucking weird.
The mask is pushing right up against the eyeball.
It's just like, ouch!
Like you got a hair in it.
Yes. Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see, Niken, what would you like to do? There are these cultists all around you, kind of rallied a little bit.
Are they fighting anybody or just in awe, basically?
They were distracted for a moment, but they look zeroed in on you, knowing that your group is responsible.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go after these guys then. And I want to try this. I want to cause fear on them. Ooh. It's a wisdom check of 12. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I'll get the one that's closest to me, by the way.
Rolled an 8, and so you,
The target
essentially,
mix.
there's only 2 groups in front of you. There's the fanatic, and then there's
Okay.
like a group of cultists.
Okay.
So it's like it'll kind of work. Do you want to do it on
So you want to group them?
the little group, or do you want
Yeah.
to do it on the one mage guy?
Let's do the group.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they rolled an 8.
And then the effect on itself. Wait, how does that work?
They're currently afraid, and the way fear works is that they can't move closer to you or attack you.
Okay.
Target must succeed wisdom save. Frightened until spell ends. Frightened target can't repeat. Okay, yeah. So the conditions for frightened: a frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move towards the source of fear.
Okay, cool. And when I'm using my spells, I can't use my daggers, right?
So that would be an action. So an attack would be an action as well.
Okay, so no.
And then you are currently holding concentration on this spell.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
because that's how Cause Fear works.
Okay.
So if you cast another spell, you'll have to drop concentration on this one.
Okay. I'm done. Then.
All right. So your next turn, you'd be able to attack, just so you know, because you can do concentration and attack. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
See here. Slidar is gonna head in, right past. Oh nope, don't want to move Dragon Corpse. I want to move Slidar. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on the GM layer. Slider's gonna run in, and he's gonna make some attacks on these cultists. Ooh, all right. Yeah, that hits. So they're just kind of standing in awestruck of Niken, who like appears to have come out of the shadows, almost, and they're just standing there. And Slider comes in with a rapier and just kind of like finishes him out like a little 1-2,
Nice.
and just drops him. Okay. That was you. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on this side. Okay. All right, so it's gonna be X next, and kind of just come up closer to the entrance of the village. Before he does move, he does say to Enos, "My, that was a mighty fine hit. Good job on killing that dragon." I can't do that anymore. Let's see here. And then, yeah, pretty much everybody else. Yeah, these guys are still trying to scale the wall. They probably would actually see you, Enos, and so they're going to come over towards you with a couple of scimitar attacks. Does a... I'm not even going to ask. Roll 1 and a 3. So they make a couple attacks at you, and just being so small, it's like they have difficulty kind of reaching this little target.
I'll just duck.
Okay. And then we're back at the top with Sella.
I think I may have been skipped this turn.
Did I
I was
skip
thinking
you?
the same thing.
Did I skip you, Iru?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because the dragon had died. I totally got fucked up there. Okay. Yeah. So Iru, you go ahead and take your turn before I get back to the top. I'm so sorry.
That's no worries. Let me see how far I can get in here. Let's see. All right, I guess I'm just gonna kind of plant myself right in the middle of what's going on. Let's see. These two guys are enemies here, aren't they? Right over here. What?
Yeah.
All right. Then I guess I'll make a swing at this first guy. And I seem to have
On your
forgotten
right or
how
left?
to do the ping thing.
That guy.
That one.
That
Yeah.
one? Okay. Cool.
Yep. Let's see. So let's go in with the Warhammer. Does a 19 hit?
Oh yeah.
All right. And then that is a 16 for damage.
Nice. How do you want to do this one?
All right. I'm just going to plant the hammer clean in his head and then go for the next guy. Let's see.
Casual like.
Just real smooth. 19.
Definitely.
And then An 18 for damage.
Oh yeah. How do you want to do this one?
All right, same deal. I guess I'm right in my element here. I'm just going to plant it right in his face and move on. But it looks like I have gone about as far as I can on movement here, and there is no one within swinging distance, so I think I'm just going to kind of puff angrily for my frenzy here. Just seethe that I don't have anyone else to hit right now.
For sure.
I'm just going to look around frantically.
You do see some goblins across from you that definitely aren't a threat. They're kind of just there, sort of looking through their things, kind of still like trying to get the water out of their ears and just like get this random tidal wave water off of them. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think that will complete my turn.
Cool. All right. Now we're back to the top with Sella. Sorry.
It's okay. Dragon is down. I guess at this point, I'm kind of just spelled out a little bit. I'm going to look around for whoever's looking like they need some assistance in the healing field. So Arrow took a pretty big hit from the dragon, right?
Yeah, I'd say about half my usual self right now, but I'm good to keep swinging if someone's looking desperate.
He's now a
Okay.
quarter orc.
Quarter orc.
All right. Should I just move? I can't. Well, I
think you
can reach
moved,
in
like,
from
one
here anyway.
space.
Yeah, I took a 5 foot. So I'm down to first level spells, but I'm gonna try and be smart about the healing. I don't want to use the staff because that's going to be super useful later. But I'll cast Healing Word at level 1 on Eru, who gets 4 points of damage back.
Yeah. Feeling good.
Awesome.
Good old healing damage. Good old healing damage.
I love
Yeah,
my healing
good old-
damage.
Good old healing damage. Yeah, sorry. And then, actually, as my bonus action, I can cast Healing Word. So I'm going to cast Healing Word again. Haha. On Eru. Because why not?
All the heals.
And now you get 5 points of damage back.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure how much that is total, but I lost count.
There we
Ah,
go.
that ends
I'm
my-
I think
looking
that makes
good.
9.
Yeah.
That's 9. Okay. And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to kind of get in there, up with Niken and Slidar and Eru, just so I can be part of the fray. Now
So
let
that's
my
where
turn.
that came from.
Probably be like right next to him.
Yeah. Are you motivated?
I love being motivated.
Good, good. End my turn.
Okay. Parthanax, you stand in front of the corpse of this young green dragon that just so recently was trying to thwart your efforts on helping out this goblin village. What would you like to do?
There's a thought in the back of my mind to check to see if my friends are okay. But the dragon part of my mind, the bigger part in this case, wants to cut this dragon's head off. So I'm going to take my dagger and start to jimmy that old boy's head off. I also want a large patch of scales to wear like a cape or like a sash. That is what I'm thinking about. Right? That's what I've been thinking about since I Misty stepped onto the dragon.
Okay, what would you like to do first?
I think I'm going to cut the head, and then from the cut head, start to cut a nice patch of scales off the neck. I feel like that would work good as a shawl.
Okay. Go ahead and to cut the head off, go ahead and do strength. Yeah, strength check. Or an attack roll.
Let's do an attack roll. I like that better. 17.
Yeah, so that definitely hits it. I mean, it's this prone, unmoving dragon. And you hit it pretty good with the 17 too. That you get a good like kind of little cleave into it, and it's going to take a good couple, kind of like little bit to really saw through this with just a measly dagger. I imagine that as you start this process, the thought probably comes across Parthanax's head: I need Ebru's axe. And Ebru.
As a bonus action, I will turn around. Eru, hey, I need you over here. But I only kind of looking over my shoulder. I'm not really involved what's going on.
You're still looking down at cutting the dragon.
Yeah.
Just shouting out, Eru, I need you and your axe.
Over here.
Can't believe you forgot about all those poor helpless goblins.
You know, well, you didn't hear. They kind of shunted me. I was trying to save them, and then they were being foolish. So that's on them.
Okay. Let's see here. Enos, you were going to be on deck. It looks kind of like this little together. Kind of looks like this group of cultists is trying to pull this goblin away. Like they're kind of like trying to take him with them. But the goblin's not really having it. He's trying pretty hard not to, but they are doing their best. Yeah. Let's see here, and then this one is just gonna cut and run. He is just dipping out. We're do Enos. We're at Enos.
Okie dokie. So I will, yeah, so I'm going to bonus action, burn a first level spell, and gain some sorcery points back. I don't remember how much that gets me back, but we'll figure it out. 2. Okay. Good plan.
Other sorcerer
So
have
I
any insight
will.
on that? How many?
You said what?
Does our other sorcerer have any insight on how many sorcery points you can get back?
Oh,
it's yeah. Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I found it. No, you're fine. So I'm gonna firebolt this guy. So that's just a roll to hit. Ew. 13.
Ooh, I don't think that hits. Oh, that just hits.
Perfect. So he takes 2d10 of fire damage. That's a 10. That's fucking great. And that's a 1. That makes sense. So that's 11 points of fire damage for this guy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to burn a sorcery point and use 20.
Okay.
Spell. So I'll hit the one right next to him.
Okay. And it does the same damage or you reroll damage?
I'm rerolling.
Okay.
Like roll to hit. Kind of thing. Okay, that one hits. I rolled a 16 plus like 7, so 2d10. 11.
Nice. How do you want to do this?
Oh, for this guy?
Yeah.
Burn his face off.
Brutal.
Or at least have him like catch fire. That's fine. He can just
Looks like Ghost Rider now.
choke on smoke. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to bonus action cast Dragon's Breath on myself. And that's my turn.
Okay. Good move.
Okay, Thank you.
That group of
I'm actually going to
cultists-
back up too. Sorry. I keep saying that's...
You're good.
Oh.
That group of cultists would have gone next, but not anymore.
I think it's Iru's turn.
It is Iru's turn.
Yay, I get to swing again. All right, so I'm going to make a beeline for these guys up. Looks like they're just ransacking this tent here.
Essentially, that is all that they're doing. They're just kind of rummaging through the basically fallen over tent. At least half of it's just like unhitched from the sticks, and they're just kind of tossing things about, looking for anything that they can possibly find.
I would say probably in my blind rage, I effectively took the same route walking through this tent. I didn't go around it. I'm like, this. None of this matters to me. I have eyes only for the people that need to die. So let's get right to it then, shall we? Let's go in for a swing. I've got my handy +1 Warhammer handy, and I'm gonna take a strike at the first one, and that is a natural 20 for an all
Oh,
Nice.
wonderful
damn.
29 altogether.
Woohoo.
So let's see. That is a 14 for damage. Dang it. Oh,
Okay.
well.
Critical though, so doubled.
No, that is after the double.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, is he still standing?
They have, but between this enemy group, they have 1 hit point left.
Good enough. All right. Well, I guess we'll go in for that last. We'll go in for a second swing on this guy here. Let's see. Let me check real quick how much of my movement I have spent in this. No, they're too far away. Okay. Then I guess we'll do the same thing. We'll go in Warhammer again. We're just swinging blindly. 20.
Oh, definitely hits.
And then I'm looking at 13 for damage. So,
Yeah, nice. How do you want to do it?
yep, in my wonderful orcish rage, plowing through the first tent, I'm just cleaving and swinging and taking out as many as I can, and leave just crumpling, twitching bodies on the floor with decimated bodies with hammer holes left all in them. And seeing as the goblins don't seem to want to give me any trouble, and there was no one in immediate vicinity, I will resume seething and complete my turn.
I do imagine that with the way Eru kind of just like waltzed through the tent, and it's like a short goblin tent against his, huge half-orc frame, it kind of turned into like a skirt, like a battle skirt that just kind of wrapped around as he walked through and then just cleaved these guys in twain.
I just pictured it in slow motion with like classical music playing as he was just braining this dude with the Warhammer.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da,
Perfect.
da.
And
Perfect.
unfortunately, that's what the rest of you see in my mind. I'm hearing like a da 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 da.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Really quick, Nick, I misspoke. I could not cast another bonus action because I already did. So just,
Oh, that dragon's breath?
yeah, I can't because I used it to get sorcery points. So
Okay. Thanks for looking out on that.
yeah.
Okay. So it is Niken's turn.
Cool. I'm gonna try to go over this. Is that okay?
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics. Oh my god. Roll the 3.
Oh
+1.
boy. What was
Yeah.
your total? You only have a +1 to athletics?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Acrobatics would be a +7.
I mean,
I
do you
was
want
like,
to
if
do
you
it
do a
fancy?
flip,
Yeah, if you want to
then
do it
maybe
like
your chances
fancy.
are a little better.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Okay.
I imagine you start out going over the wall, like kind of
There
trying
you
to
go.
normal
Yeah.
do it, and it's like, nope, this ain't gonna happen. So you take a couple steps back and like go to do like a running jump.
16. Is that
Okay,
good enough?
that's much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You started to like try and hop over it, but like something about it, you couldn't get a right handhold. And, like the sticks are pointy, so you're like, screw this. Take a couple steps back and then just run and flip over it.
There you go. Okay. I'm gonna try to cast sleep on these guys on the group. It's a group, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna put them to sleep. And what was it? It was 5, right?
Yeah. So you roll 5d8.
D8s. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Click over.
Is this your last sleep spell?
Or last
Yeah.
spell slot? All right.
31. Wow.
Ooh.
Dang
Wow.
it, that's the one we needed on the dragon, huh?
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, 31 would have exactly put the dragon to sleep.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so anyway, the group of cultists and goblins are kind of like struggling in a goblin and struggling against each other for a moment. Uh, and then it's like they all kind of just stop briefly and then sway back and forth before just collapsing on the ground.
Cool.
All three of these cultists and the goblin just kind of like lay out flat, snoring.
Sweet. Can I make another action or was it a bonus action and move closer?
I mean, you could, yeah, just use the rest of your movement and move up through
Initially, okay, yeah. Initially, I want to tie them up, the cultists.
there. That,
Next turn.
yeah, probably. And I was gonna say, um, Slidar and Hex are just gonna be, or yeah, they're just gonna kind of move into this village and check up with everybody, uh, kind of see what's going on. This guy is just booking it. He is just out.
Yeah.
Um, so effectively, you guys are out of combat. These guys are asleep for the next minute before they're gonna start stirring and waking up. So what would you guys like to be doing?
Hey,
Did we leave
you,
her for the
give me
goblins
that
to
axe.
deal with?
Where you at?
Can I ask for help?
Yeah,
Parthanax, is that you? You still hollering for me?
shouting from all different parts of the group as you guys are trying to establish a plan.
I'll
Yeah,
just,
Iru,
I'm
you
going
can
to
hear
run over to
Parthanax calling.
Niken and be
Thank
like,
you.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Need to tie them up.
Do we?
I don't know.
Just kill him.
I
Killing
mean,
them
like
would be
I'll
faster.
happily I'll remove some heads while they're out. I've got no problem with taking out sleeping cultists.
I
If
can't.
anyone has any problems, like I'll go for it. But I heard Parthanax needed me, so like, am I doing it or am I going over here?
It's
Iru, you
okay.
would be
If we
more
decide to
aware.
kill them, we're good.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, I'm
Iru, you
heading
would be
that way.
more aware of Parthanax's immediate need of your half-orcishness.
Do we need these guys to ask any questions or I don't know?
Are you asking me?
No, the team, the group. My bad.
You're good.
Well, I've got a
That's like a really
question
good point,
for
actually.
Parthanax here, I guess. So I'm very limited in my intelligence and knowledge, but I want to say that maybe I have very finite knowledge of weapons and armor, and looking at these glistening dragon scales and bones, I have heard that dragon scales can make good armor if one knows the creation rituals in order to make armor out of them. Otherwise, the scales lose their magic and then they're no good. So I would like to ask Parthanax, do you possibly know of any of these dragon rituals with which to use these dragon parts without them losing their magical ability once the dragon dies?
At first he thinks, I just kind of wanted a cool cape. DM. I feel like I might have some knowledge. Is this within my wheelhouse?
Go ahead and do a intelligence check.
I do want to say I found this just on I hopped on some D&D stuff saying that yes, the only reason I think I could possibly know this is that it was it might be impossible to construct mundane armor from harvested scales without a long lost creation ritual. In which case, does this dragonborn family possibly know this creation ritual?
First of all, I think my family definitely would. Would the 23-year-old sorcerer on trying to make himself know it? Let's see. Intelligence, not arcana, seeing as it's a ritual.
I was kind of just going off straight intelligence and then kind of going to break it down from there.
Okay.
See how well that intelligence was at first.
12.
You definitely know that dragon parts can make some pretty fancy stuff. Specifically, green dragons you've heard have made their hides can be used. As far as like the actual
ritual goes, you're pretty unsure. Go ahead and roll an Arcana. This one will be kind of a higher DC.
24.
Nice.
You're pretty sure that you would know where to look to find the rituals for this. Mostly what you know is that either either you're going to take the scales specifically, or you can get just a strip of the hide and use that.
I wanted a cape. I think a large patch of hide with scales, like the behind the head region, would be good for further manufacture later.
All right. Well, I have unfortunately thrown my hand axes. I would need to go either find them. I guess that'll be the DM if that's your call. If I've managed to be able to find my hand axes after
I feel like
throwing both
one's
of them
in
at
the
dragon.
belly.
One
Otherwise,
is yeah.
Oh,
One
one's
is
still in the
belly of
dragon, huh?
One is in the dragon, and there are 2 javelins sticking in it. I think actually you hit it with 3 javelins. So there's a hand axe and a javelin, kind of somewhere off in the far side of the map, kind of like by the. I did not mean to roll, but kind of off by this side. You might be able to find him with a good
All right.
investigation check.
Well, I guess for the let me hit that investigation check. There we go. That is 11.
You knew that they went over in this area somewhere. It's not looking like they're showing up, but you do
All
manage
right.
to retrieve the ones from the dragon.
But I'll get my 3 javelins and one of my hand axes back.
Yeah, totally.
All right, I can do that. Outstanding. So at least I got a hand axe handy if you need some brute strength to hack some of this off.
Oh wait, isn't it a warhammer? I thought you had a war axe.
I do have a warhammer. I have a
Hand axes.
I've got
Yeah,
my
you got a
2
great
hand.
axe as well, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a great axe, a warhammer, 2 hand axes before I lost one of them just now, and I had 4 javelins, which is now down to 3.
Yeah, you would definitely be able to use that great axe to rip this head off.
Take the head. Just imagine it as a trophy above the mantelpiece. Us, much later, much richer, drinking much finer ale, looking at this dragon head while we sit in chairs made out of this motherfucker. You chop the head, I'm going to start taking the scales.
I lost about half of that, but you had me at trophy. All right, so yeah, I'll use my great axe there and chop off his head, give a big old swing. Strength check for that one or anything?
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Attack roll? Okay. Should I use my great axe here? Let me get that all loaded up. Nope, that's not the one. Here we go. 17.
Oh yeah, definitely hits it with a nice good squish.
Just lopped it clean off.
Yeah, it just goes right through. Enos, you move up to Omni, and he gives a good yap at you, and just happily kind of like jumps up and is like playfully panting in your face, and you notice that it's just this mechanical contraption / creature that you've never encountered something like this before. It looks imported, for lack of a better term, like it came from literally another land. But he's just kind of being friendly to you. Getting all
I'll
close.
pet it.
Yes.
And he snuggles up.
And I do the belly rubs.
He's loving it.
I say,
You can hear Hex. Oh, he loves gnomes. He can't help himself.
it's like, I love whatever this is.
He is the goodest metal boy.
The goodest metal boy.
Yeah, the goodest metal boy ever.
Iru, do you lift this dragon head above your head as a sign of championship and accomplishment?
Yeah. Just, I guess I'm coming down from my rage, probably still covered in blood, just holding this massive bloody head over it.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the van. The cart. I mean,
guys, we did it.
So you, all of you can hear Iru shouting in excitement after doing this. However, only Niken, Enos, and Parthanax can see him Can the three of you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
I don't want to.
I can
19.
Is this magic?
No.
No. Cool.
7.
Niken, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit up that Tides of Chaos. Because that was a 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You said wisdom saving throw?
Yeah. Yeah.
16.
Oh, okay. That's just what you needed.
Thank God.
Okay, Parthanax, it's like a moment ago, Eru was your friend. He was your buddy. He was helping you out. But as soon as this dragon head kind of lifts up above him and he's just with it, you feel afraid. You just feel this like overwhelming fear kind of take over you for a minute. And you are for the next minute afraid of Eru as long as he's holding this dragon head above his head. This, by the way, is the effect of an adult green dragon skull holding it above your head. Creatures around you that can see you must make a DC 16 wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw if you want to just be unafraid, especially since we're out of combat. You can just do a re-roll on that. But
I'd like to think
Eru lifts it, it's like just, this fear just overcomes you. The combination of this half-orc and this dragon that almost flew away with you.
I'd almost like to think that I see it in his face, and then I put it down, and then I lift it up again. Put it down, lift it up again to see if it happens every time.
It's hit or miss. Like every couple, there's a bit of like, stop that, and then sometimes it's like, what are you doing? And then there's like, quit it.
It's like no, no, no.
Spiders terrify me, but only sometimes.
Eru, put
Kind
that
of.
down.
Okay. I'll just huck it back into the wagon.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a mess.
I think I'm actually going to load the dragon's head, the dragon hide, the 6x5, whatever I got.
Do a survival check for that one to skin the dragon.
Oh,
And you're specifically trying to skin it, not scale it.
Can I get any assistance from Eru on this?
I figure, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
roll a survival as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My dice were being mean today. That's a 9.
Sucks.
I was definitely still, I
Can
guess,
I roll
kind
one to see if I can finish it off?
Yeah. Wait, what did you guys roll in the first place?
I got a 9 for that
I
survival.
got a 9. I got an 18.
Okay, cool. Between the two of you, you guys do manage to skin a decent chunk of this dragon hide off. You do have one strip of green dragon hide. It acts as a blanket, can be mastercrafted using leather workers' tools into the equivalent of one of the following: studded leather armor, +1 scale mail, +1 splint armor. Additionally, it requires attunement and grants the attuned creature a swim speed of 30 feet.
Nice.
That is probably something Hex could help you out with. Actually.
Is
I don't know if
that
he
an
has
item?
leatherworking tools.
Itself.
Yeah, probably not one that you can look up, but I can make it.
Can
I'll
you,
make
okay,
it
I was
easier.
going to say, could you add that and the skull to my inventory? Because I'm going to take the portable hole, take our stone giant heart, dragon's head, dragon's hide, throw those in the hole. It'll be sort of large, messy storage.
That works.
Like a junk drawer.
Oh, and then when you open it, it's
Almost.
just going to be a maggoty, disgusting, smelly.
I'm going to
Mess.
cast prestidigitation and just sort of like clean the hide so it's, nice and shiny. And then I guess like prestidigitating a dead skull would kind of like blood it. It wouldn't like mummify it specifically, but it would clean it.
I like that.
Could you use prestidigitation to remove the air from the black hole? Because that would keep it from rotting at all. No
Pretty
oxygen,
interesting.
no rot.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's a little bit scientific.
No,
for
just
us.
as I
like
close it, like it's like a vacuum sealing.
Ziploc.
Like I prestidigitate and it sucks up the hole. Yes, that's how I do it.
Okay, cool. We now have a vacuum seal container. All right, Niken, are we
It's in the
really
juices.
tying these guys up, or are we gonna kill them?
I guess we're gonna finish him.
Maybe keep one.
Well, it's a
We
group.
should wake him up, kill the one, ask the one the questions we want, kill the other, and then we'll get more answers.
I
And
know, but
then
that's old at this point.
So as you guys are talking about this, kind of some time has passed between the head cutting off and everybody checking between each other. The cultists are starting to kind of like while awake. The goblin springs awake, and clutches his stone even harder, and then just tries to scramble away, as quick as possible.
I'm gonna try and like comfort him to come back. Hey, it's okay, buddy.
He just kind of slows down. Mine. Fine.
But it's okay. It's okay.
The rest of these cultists start to kind of stir awake and realize that the goblin is kind of getting away, so they start to kind of like move after him.
Oh no, they don't. No.
No? You want to make an attack?
I'm just Niken.
Well, that's what I was trying to ask. I don't know if you guys want to ask them anything or not. I don't know if they're useful.
They may or may not be, but at this point they're getting away, and I don't want them to hurt the goblin.
Okay, then let's kill them then. Yeah.
Yeah. Sella is going to say, "Hey, Niken, I need you to take like a quick jog that way." Okay.
Okay.
All right. And you out of range, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And the goblin is hopefully out of range. The goblin's running, right?
Yeah, he's kind of going along the side of the wall.
Cool. All right. Then those three guys in my sights, I'm going to thunder wave them.
Okay. I don't remember if that one's a con save. It's been a while since I've used that.
Thunder wave is a con 14.
Okay. Ooh, rolled a 3.
Nice.
Okay. Then
Plus 0.
that's 11 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
I don't know. I'm a big fan of the skulls exploding thing.
The Mars attacks thing where the alien heads pop inside the dome.
They got
It was-
scared.
It was less that and more that they just stop and then start bleeding out of every orifice on their face.
Oh god, that's so terrible. So yeah, these cultists just start to go after this goblin, and then without not even moving very far, they okay. Let me see. I need to add a group. They just kind of pass out and
There is,
fall over.
for anyone else who has not had me do this spell in front of them, a piercing shriek that is audible for 100 meters.
You know that scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender when they're watching the play at the end and Toph gets introduced and they're like, "I don't see like normal people. I emit like a sonic wave from my mouth." Ah! That's basically the kind of scream that you guys heard, just uncharacteristically high pitched and just deafening. There's some birds that lift up from some trees around
I'll
the
be
surrounding area.
I'll be by RoboDog and just be like lift it up and
Examining it.
it's like,
I like to think
is it you?
I'd like to think this just happened right when I, like, before Parthanax was doing the whole stuff, or maybe right when I threw the head and it hit the cart. And then just the scream.
Yep.
You freeze for a second, Ebru, and like think that the head screamed. You kind of like
Yeah.
look over.
Just like poke it with the end of my warhammer just to be sure. Flip it over.
No, it's just Sella screaming. That's how that spell works.
Man.
The least Barty spell ever.
I like it from a distance.
Yeah.
From a distance, it's great.
Great.
When it's only cast on enemies. Anyway, that ends my turn. I guess the cultists are dead.
Yeah,
How's that goblin doing? Is he okay?
he's
probably
quite
terrified.
afraid. He's quite afraid, and he's just clutching this large stone. It's a small goblin, so it's really big for him, but it's this kind of decent sized stone that he's just holding on to.
Fine,
Okay.
fine. He's kind of backing away from you.
All right, so I'm just gonna like take a knee and be like, "Hey, buddy, it's okay." And I'm gonna look over it and kind of yell for Parthanax. I need you to come and talk to this guy for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll saunter over, give him a goblin hello, and what's the deal with the rock?
Mine. Mine. Lucky stone. My stone.
Lucky how? I don't want your stone. I just want to know about your stone. It looks great.
Lucky's. Lucky find it. Lucky keep it. Other goblins want it, but it Lucky's.
Oh,
Well,
goblin's name is Lucky. I'm gonna say in Draconic, can we keep this one?
I look back and it's like
He's so cute.
He's looking back and forth between the two of you.
Lucky stone. Stone Lucky's.
Lucky.
And he looks down at the stone and then just drops it for a second, and it hits the ground, and nothing happens. And then he quickly picks it back up, and he's just holding it.
Stone.
Can you convince him to let me touch it?
Lucky.
Like just
This seems a wonderful stone. Much shiny. Big shiny. Much. Allow my friend to appraise it.
Lucky don't need gold. Lucky needs stone. Lucky likes stone. Lucky wants stone. The stone Lucky's.
You could get gold just from the accruing interest of the stone. I'm now just trying to use big words and just to try and go over his head.
Go
just
ahead.
if we know what this is, just you having this.
Go ahead and
Okay.
do a persuasion roll.
Would this be deception? Because I am lying so hard.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Use lying. It's deceiving.
26.
Damn.
Ooh.
a
This goblin is very untrusting. It doesn't want anybody to touch his stone, but you speaking goblin to it and being rational is the first time he's ever heard those two things together, the goblin language and rationale. So something does kind of compel him to just like reach out with the stone in hand.
No take. Lucky stone. Stone is Lucky's. No take.
I'm telling him
take.
about compound interest in fiat.
I'm gonna touch it. Tell him I'm going to just poke it. One finger.
Just
Okay.
gonna touch it.
Are you doing an
Okay.
identify on it?
Yes, I am.
Um,
And that is my last first level spell of the day.
hmm.
I'm
So
not gonna like it.
you get you get a very unfamiliar and different energy from the stone than you have from anything else that you've identified. At first, you almost expect it to be another one of these kind of funky items that the wizard has left behind. But it's definitely a more solid form of magic. It's not anything that has been cast onto the stone. It's kind of like it's just a magical piece in itself. It hasn't been created to be magical. It's like it just exists magically. Um, Whenever this goblin drops this stone, and as you're getting closer to it, you can see that there are numbers emblazoned on it on each of the surfaces in a different colored stone than the rest of the stone. It is all very sheer and flat, but whenever Lucky drops this stone and it lands on the right number, whatever Lucky was thinking at that moment happens. This goblin is what makes this magic item happen. And this is like slightly more meta, but the goblin doesn't know numbers, so it doesn't know what number it needs to drop it on to make things happen. It just kind of drops it sometimes, and sometimes stuff happens.
Okay, but he's integrally tied to the object?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna like wide-eyed turn to Parthanax and tell him what that is in common. Just be like, dude, or I don't know if they say dude in this world. Hey, teammate, this This
Oi,
thing
comrade.
does this. I suppose. Hey, Parthanax, this rock and this goblin, the combination does this, and I want to keep this one.
It
You know,
does.
the intern program.
It does remind you of the spicy caltrop.
Oh, does it? But not in a bad way.
I mean, as bad as the spicy caltrop is,
Uh,
it's just
it's kind of
the
like,
schools of magic are very similar.
okay, it reminds me of that weird caltrop we found. It's kind of an otherworldly, very, very intensely magical field, but the goblin's the only one who can use it.
You want a dice goblin?
I want a dice goblin.
Yes.
Like almost pouting, and like she'll put her foot down too, like, yes, I want a dice goblin.
Goblins are a lot of responsibility. And this is a
Well,
big strain on me being the only one that speaks goblin.
you'll just have to teach me goblin then. It might take some time, but I mean, I just got Thea. Oh God, Thea. Okay. And now I remember. This is here. What the hell happened to Thea?
Thea has been clinging onto your shoulder desperately this entire time.
Yep. And I have no idea what to do about it. And then also, who is the other gnome?
Is that
I
what
am
that is?
I think so. Yes. Omni loves it, so it must be. We have a lot of things to do right now, guys.
Yeah, as you move forward, yeah, Omni did kind of like trail along, and you can hear Hex from inside of the town. Omni, come here, boy. Where you going? And he kind of just like comes around and meets up with the rest of you guys. Introduces himself to Enos. I'm Hexgrim. Nice to meet you. And puts out a little hand to shake hands. And you notice this gnome is covered in not just armor, but it's like kind of clockwork that sort of weird whirls and kind of clinks and makes noise on him. And like as he's kind of relaxing from this battle, he kind of like untenses from the armor. It's like he was kind of swollen up against it for most of the battle, but then he's kind of relaxed and sort of shrunken inside of the armor a little bit.
Cool. So Innes will extend and shake hands, remove the owl mask, and I think at this point her third eye is gone because that's fucking weird. And she'll just say, "Oh, that's oh, that's really peculiar. Your armor. That's really interesting. Is this your dog?"
Yeah, he's my metal good boy.
I
He's
love
the best
him.
good boy ever.
He's now my best friend, kind of temporarily.
He makes best friends with everybody. That's okay.
He's really neat. And you just see, I'll just describe myself. A tiny little forest gnome with fair skin, rosy cheeks. She has white hair that's pulled back in like a loose bun, not a bum, definitely a bun with an N. She has like loose hairs kind of everywhere. She's kind of crazy. She has it looks like a performer's vest, but it isn't. It starts orange and it kind of transitions to like pinks and then purples like the sunset. And yeah, she's just a little weirdo. Has little puffy sleeves that are like under, like, again, the performer thing, but again, she isn't one. She has like a performer's shirt underneath, and yeah, just walking by. It's like, oh, so what are you bunch up to?
Honestly, we're just trying to get back to town.
There's a bunch of villagers being eaten by an eyeball monster. This was sort of a hiccup in the road.
Oh, an eyeball monster.
Yeah, unidentified as to what type exactly, but I will figure it out.
Quick aside, new gnome, unknown name. I'm Parthanax. Nice to meet you. Do you explode? We've had a 50% explosion rate amongst gnomes, and it's just something we like to get out of the way ahead of time.
I understand. I'm Ines Joseph McManus. Actually, sir, it's so nice to meet you. There is a high chance. So now all of your gnomes are 100%.
Okay,
There's a
good
high
to
chance.
know.
Yeah, it didn't happen, which is unusual because that kind of stuff sort of happens to me quite often. But it didn't. So that's really exciting. And for once, my magic listens.
Well, pardon me, I'm going to mage hand, shake your hand from a distance. You'll understand.
Oh, that's
This
totally
big
fine.
dragon mage hand comes and shakes your hand.
And I 100% just run into it. Oh, so nice. And I'll mage minor illusion a tiny figure, and you'll see like a teenage boy, but he's like yay big, and he looks really ghostly, like real like purpley see-through, and he's just mimicking the same thing I do. It's like, oh, Parthanax, this is my best friend Thomas.
Kind of creepy.
Oh no, he's lovely. And he'll like kind of nod at you, just like, yeah, it kind of is. Like, it's kind of weird.
Sella is just completely thrown off her balance. She has no idea what to do, so she's just gonna. Okay.
And this group gets weirder and weirder by the minute.
Now, pardon me while I onboard our dice goblin.
Oh,
Yes, please. Yes, please, sir.
I'll walk up to Scylla and I'll say, oh, you're lovely. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Sella. I do a lot of the healing here. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. That's very important. That's a very important job.
So
Do you
far,
have white
yeah.
hair? Is that what your image is? White hair?
Yes, she has like waist length, crazy curly white hair that somehow always is perfect because she's an elf. But it's pretty wild.
So she's Ines is gonna do the non-girl code and immediately touch it. It's like, oh my goodness, we're like twinsies. It's
Wait,
almost the same, except yours is beautiful and mine's white.
Can she reach my waist?
I tried. It's like I'm pretty. No, she's shorter, but she's not that short. She's
Okay.
I think I put her at 5. Oh, she's 3 feet. So with her arms
Okay.
out, maybe she touches it.
Yeah, you probably reach it. I feel like you'd probably be able to reach it.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. And then so Sella's like, whoa, elves are not real touchy-feely to begin with, and a stranger just touched my hair, and I'm like, yeah, your hair is white too. That's so cool. Why is your hair white?
Oh, because, well, I shall think about it. I guess my parents had. Oh, is it white? I haven't seen my parents in a long time. Sure, genetics. That's
cool.
science.
Cool. That's so neat. Can you ask next time before you touch my hair?
Probably not, but I will remember. I'll try, but it might just dip. And
You know what? Trying is more than I could ask for. So thank you so much. And your hair is so lovely too. And so is your getup. Are you a performer?
No, I'm a sorceress. Ooh. And then prestidigitation, little confetti.
At this moment, Sella's actually like, oh my god, that was adorable. She won't say that, but she kind of goes like, okay, I accept this gnome.
And one day I heard a tree talking to me. And well, actually, no, I was talking to some tiny bunnies, and he said, hey, go to the forest. So I went to the forest, and then I found this giant tree, and then I found this magic acorn. This little acorn necklace. And so that's how I got my powers.
You know what? I relate.
Oh, did that happen to you?
I just used to have a I know all about voices, that other people can't hear or see. That's a thing. That's how I got my powers too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're a healer. Are you like a cleric or?
I don't know. I guess I use my music to do a lot of my casting. So I'm a bard.
Do you play an instrument?
I do. I play the lyre.
Oh, What's a truther? She'll laugh to herself, and then she'll kind of just like leave on that note, and she'll talk to the next party member.
And so we'll just go, okay.
Oh no, that was a good one. We'll have to play music. I don't play music, but I can dance.
Awesome.
And then, so the guy in front of me is Niken, right?
Again.
Nice. Oh, you're mysterious and broody.
Niken, and I just put my cloak on and I hide. I disappear.
Make a stealth check.
Where is it?
Have you used that bardic inspiration yet?
I think he did.
20. 30, 20.
30, 20, jeez. Yeah, he like backs up against the wall, and it's like as he's doing it, you're like, what on earth are you doing? But then you blink, and you don't notice him whatsoever. He's just like literally a shadow hiding in like the little bit of shade from the sun on this wall.
Okay.
And you're like,
So-
where did he go?
Thomas appears, and I'm sorry. Go ahead, Niken.
Oh, yeah, but I just say my name and then I just disappear.
Okay, so Thomas appears like, I guess it's better than being punched in the face. You remember that one time? And Thomas is just like, So, moving on. I already met that guy. So, how about the orc? Half orc?
That's me.
And I'll just look up. Oh, hello, I'm Ines.
Hi. Eru, I have the hammer.
Oh, that's nice. I have Thomas. That's it. This is Thomas.
Can you hit people with them?
Like to be hit with. And honestly, no, that's not how that works.
Well, I can hit people with my hammer.
Oh, that's really nice. I can slap hands. That's it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. It took very long to become an expert, but I think I got it.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Oh, okay. We'll practice. It's not a problem. All right, and she's just gonna go back and roll around with Omni.
He is just loving it. He's loving the attention. Slidar is over in the village, helping the goblins kind of put things back together as best as possible. There are a couple left, not maybe like half as many as before, including Lucky. With that, we'll take a quick break. If you guys need to use the bathroom, grab a snack or anything like that, and we'll see you back here in 5-10 minutes.
I got Cookie Crisp.
All right, I'm back from a quick little break. So you guys stand amidst quite a battlefield. There are bodies almost everywhere. Several different cultists, the remains of this dragon, a couple of goblins scattered throughout the village. What would you guys like to be doing?
I am working out what's going to happen with Lucky.
Okay. Lucky is still gripping his stone pretty hard. He's dropped it one or two times since you guys have been standing around. Nothing has happened. He just kind of lets go of it randomly and then just will quickly pick it back up and hold on to it very tightly.
So question about the stone. Is it like it only works with the goblin? It won't work on, like, for sure? Oh, that's kind of...
I mean,
Are you
it would
asking
be
me?
like,
Yeah, Stella had identified it. Are you
Oh,
asking
okay.
her the character, or are you asking me DM?
DM. Just, sorry, it'll be quicker.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Basically, the way that it works is that the goblin is attached to this item. Like, in order for it to work the way that it does, this goblin is the one that has to do it.
Oh. Mm.
Stella wants it, so I got to onboard it.
I mean, like, it's kind of like he's permanently attuned to the item,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh. Well, do we see the struggle? Like he really doesn't want to give it up?
Well,
Oh,
I
no,
don't
he's
want
not
him to
letting it
give it
go.
up. In
Yeah.
fact, I am offering him a deal where he never has to give it up because we'll stop people from trying to take his stone, provided he comes along with us and does things in our favor.
Oh, that's a pretty sweet deal, Goblin.
We're offering you an unpaid internship. Here at Team Parthanax, this is how we like to do business. We bring you into the fold. We'll work you up the ranks. Don't worry.
Don't forget about the dental.
Oh, oh, that sounds familiar.
And I'll like check my person and I'll reveal a very similar stone called
Where is it?
the perfectly square stone. 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch stone. 6 different sides and a different material on each face. It's perfectly smooth and perfectly square.
He's like, oh, Goblin. It's very similar. Do you want this too?
Hey, Niken, or Hex, you got that
You wanna-
spicy caltrop still?
Do you want to do a persuasion check, Enos?
Sure.
Does she speak goblin?
Yeah, and Hex kind of goes through her stuff with a disadvantage. Hex kind of goes through his stuff and goes, yeah, oh yeah, I got it right here, and kind of hesitantly pulls out this cloth, like unveils the cloth, and there's just this triangular. What you guys, I mean, it isn't a caltrop, but the closest thing you've seen to one is a caltrop, and it is a stone of similar color to the other two now.
Yeah, so I rolled a 2. That's a solid 9.
Lucky looks at it and just kind of
Wait,
recoils
you
a
don't
little bit.
No,
Lucky.
yeah, you get the lucky stone, but now here's an additional lucky stone. See?
He just mutters at you
Oh,
in Goblin.
maybe
says something.
someone should. Hey, Parthanax, you should talk to him.
And I'll give him the stone.
Well, I don't feel like this new intern deserves a bonus quite yet. I mean, this is something to work up towards. What is
Oh,
it?
no. This is a hired on incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great incentive.
Yeah, it matches already. It's pretty surreal. Yeah,
I like this gnome.
So, Lucky, imagine this. A place where you can have not only one stone, but 3 of different shapes, sides, and luckiness. Who else is going to give you that kind of deal? All these goblins want to take your stone, Lucky. I don't want to take your stone.
Is this another deception roll or persuasion?
This is more persuade. Well, I'm not quite lying about anything. I'm being kind of honest that I'm not going to pay him anything, and I just want him to follow me around and roll me is what I want to.
We'll feed him.
Oh yeah. It's room and
With
board.
with mentioning the food, I get a 22.
He seems intrigued. He still hasn't taken the smaller stone though. I'm still holding on to his and it takes him a little bit. It's like he has to kind of fumble holding the one tighter with one arm and then just snatches the tiny one and is staring at it. Lucky stones. Lucky stones. Stones? Stones.
Yes.
Now we need to get you a giant knapsack for all those dice you're gonna hoard, bud.
hmm We have an actual dice goblin.
Yeah.
Do we have any materials or anything we
I'm
can
glad I
fashion a
didn't
sack
have to
for him?
say it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'll reach around in my.
Make that another incentive so he doesn't have to always be clutching the thing all
I-
the
you
time
You guys
and
want
give
to
him
make
a
him a
bag to
dragon
hold it.
purse?
I remember we had
A dragon skin dice bag?
Oh my god.
There you go. Nice
Wow.
shiny bag for his shiny stone. If we need another selling point.
It would be like a little backpack. He can always have it on him. Oh my gosh, I love this idea. I hope he cooperates.
Does
Uh,
somebody want to do a survival check to cut up the dragon, make a little? You could use the wings even to make a little skin purse.
I'll give a go for it. Anyone have a higher than +3 on survival?
not me.
Nope.
Are you talking, Lycan?
Niken, I think I see
'Cause
you
we can't hear
talking,
you.
but I cannot hear you.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Welcome
good.
I
back.
think we rolled the same thing. I got a 16 on the survival check.
Okay, same. Yeah.
Okay, 16. You guys said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's definitely enough between the two of you. It's like Iru kind of starts to cut and is gonna cut like a really small square dead center in the middle of the wing. And somebody slows him down and is like, wait, cut it from the edge. Start at the edge, and then you guys manage to get like a nice big patch that fold over and make up like a nice little knapsack.
All right, then I guess I will hand that knapsack to Parthanax and be like, "Yo, I don't speak Goblin, but if you want to tell him we made him a sack, here it is."
A dragon sack.
Lucky has stones. Lucky has too many stones. Lucky cannot hold stones. Parthanax, bag, put stones in. Carry even more stones. Yeah, Lucky.
He is ridiculously hesitant and kind of just like is holding both of these stones, like has the little one and then the bigger one. Like you guys didn't give him the caltrop one yet, did you?
Not
I
yet,
think
no.
Hex is still holding on to that, kind of like, somebody get this out of my hand. Um, but he's like holding both, and then holds one with the little one on top, and then just snatches the bag and is kind of like holding them all.
With the bag, not in the bag.
Yeah, no, he's just holding them all together.
He'll get it eventually.
Lucky never have bag. He says to you in Goblin.
Yeah. No. And I'll quickly like snatch the bag and I set the bag down, kind of open it up. Stones in bag. You carry bag. Stones in bag. Like sell it. Come up here with your bag of holding, and I want you to.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll like kneel down and show him. See, bag. I'll take something out of it, put something back in, put it back on my hip.
Intelligence for a goblin. Just
Oh no!
Everybody, I don't know if anybody's ever had to do that before. Make an
What's the
intelligence roll
minus?
for a goblin.
If I might add.
I believe that it's -1, but he rolled a natural 20. So
He was born.
I think he gets it. It takes a little bit of explaining, but it's like after a while he understands that you guys aren't trying to take, you're actually trying to give stuff to him. Okay, they have +0 to intelligence, so that's not even too bad. It takes him a little bit, but he kind of gets it after a while. Like, okay, you're giving me something. then he kind of like rolls the big one with the little one on top into the bag, and then grabs it from you, tosses it over his shoulder,
Say,
and then
By Thomas, I think he's got it.
he says to you, Parthanax and Goblin, "Lucky feel weird. Lucky don't like carry like this. Lucky feel naked."
Does he need something in his hands? I got a magic pebble if he wants one.
You're not sure what he said. He just grumbled at
I'm
Parthanax and Goblin.
Talking to Parthanax.
Oh,
Do you
okay,
think-
got you.
Hold on. Let's stop giving this goblin things. Like,
It's just that gravity pebble stone.
oh no, we don't want to give him anything that makes noise.
Okay.
'Cause then he's actually dropping it. You found gravity. He picks it up, drops it. You found gravity. You would never get to sleep.
I was gonna
Oh
say
my
that
gosh.
that probably would have
Don't
skipped a
give
lot
him
of his
that.
process.
That'd be funny.
You could have given him that one on the
You
first
like
try.
pull
and
it
he
out and
probably
like,
would've liked
no.
it.
Like how you don't give your friends who have kids toys that make noise.
Right.
So, are you guys headed back to town?
That's the general idea. Whew. This was supposed to be a shortcut.
Oh, it's very entangled, isn't it? And I'll look over at like the dead dragon carcass, like, whoops.
Slidar comes around from the village and comes up to you all. He's actually quite happy with himself. He's beaming a little bit, and goes, "Jolly good battle that was. Seems we saved quite a few of these goblins from these cultists. This small settlement might have been totally eviscerated if we hadn't come by in time. There's less than half of them left, but I think that they will be all right. They're used to
They
their
can't
kin
count
dying.
anyway.
Now that you
They can't-
mentioned it, they didn't know that half of them died until after I did a head count, so it was quite unfortunate."
And I'm just going to let Slidar know that the half that lived are pretty happy now because they get to eat the other half. This is like Christmas and Thanksgiving rolled into one. And they
What's
get
Christmas?
twice the amount of stuff.
What's Thanksgiving?
I think it's a dragonborn holiday where they get
When you-
together and they just like give
You think-
thanks to God for all, like the All Father for making sure they have abundance. I don't know.
Thanks
It's a,
Bahamut for
Yeah.
making dragons
Oh.
more.
oh, okay, yeah.
splendid.
I heard they worship birds.
Eru coming in with
No,
that
we
solid
stuff
intelligence.
birds as it's
Nice,
a
that was good.
pale imitation of a dragon. And you eat it.
Oh,
Slider
just
actually gestures, as you mentioned this grim fact, he actually gestures over the dragon. I think that this will feed them far longer than those other spindly goblins would. I don't imagine any of you have the taste for dragon meat. Kind of looking over at Parthanax.
I just imagine there's like a goblin with a goblin arm hanging out of its mouth, just kind of walking, and then it sees the dragon, like, oh, and then the arm drops out.
I wonder if
And
there's
then
anything else we can-
I make the connection of dragon and food, and I start kind of looking at it too.
Wait, it's a green dragon.
Yeah. Might
it's
be poison.
poison.
Arrow, I wouldn't try it.
I
think
might
he's still
try
looking
it.
at it. I think he's still looking at
Like,
it.
I don't know.
It'll be like
Hey.
eating Taco Bell.
The commercials make it
Spicy
look so
dragon.
good.
I'm gonna cut off a piece of dragon to save for later.
Green dragon, eat fresh.
Go ahead and make a survival check to get see
Uh-oh.
if you get a good piece of dragon or maybe just some skin.
All right, I got a 13 on that one.
What are you going for? You going for like a steak? Going
I
for
think
some
I'm going
dragon
for like a
belly
good, yeah,
bacon?
like a good, probably a good cut of shoulder or like a
Like
some
a
rump
roast.
roast.
Like a good hunk of some solid meat. Yeah.
Yeah, might
Uh,
even take a rack of rib.
So, like,
Actually, you know what? No, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for ribs. I want the biggest set
Okay.
of ribs you've ever seen in your life.
Okay, yeah. So you do manage to like carve out and take out just a chunk out of this dragon so that it's like ribs are exposed. But then as you're like pulling them, you realize that it's like Fred Flintstone on the side of the car shit, where like they put it on and then just topple the car over. Like if you were to throw this in the cart, it would not make it anywhere. You might be able to like cook up some of this and eat it tonight, but it's not. You can take like a quarter rib.
I just want you to know before I potentially cook this for you that you are going to become deathly ill after you eat it. Do you still want to eat it?
Is that for sure?
Not really, because if he passes a con save, you'll be fine.
Oh man, I
But
got a pretty
a warning is still pretty warranted.
I don't know, man. No one gets between me and my food.
Whatever
Okay.
we do, I am exhausted.
I think that
And
there's plenty of room in this village if we would like to camp tonight. I don't suppose these goblins would give us very many problems
Dude.
after saving them.
I'm like C3PO, and these goblins are like Ewoks. I am this tall golden entity, and I am with minor illusions going to do that like story scene where C3PO is explaining the plot of Star Wars.
Nice.
do you become a god?
Love it.
A goblin
That's
god?
amazing.
Levitate somebody in a chair.
Make a performance check, Parthanax.
Oh,
He's muted.
7.
Ooh.
Do I get advantage for my illusions? Because I'm trying to make this a visual story.
Sure. We'll say that like your telling of the story is a little bit wrong, the verbal telling, but then the illusions might be like on point. So it's like one of those
That
movies
was a
where it's
1.
like,
So I'll
oh,
take the 7.
okay, sure.
Oh no, you're really not doing great on this performance. I think you got a couple of goblins in the back like hucking tomatoes at you. Just boo! This sucks.
It's
don't
actually
get it.
Eru. It's actually Eru throwing fruit. And then like he throws one, looks around, points at a goblin.
He threw it.
I can just see he's like sitting amongst all his goblins, like his knees up to his chest. Like some popcorn. He eats the goblins' popcorn.
Eru. Oh, Eru.
So
This sucks.
So I imagine this is like the kind of mid-afternoon. The battle finished. It was probably like about 3 p.m. kind of mid-afternoon time. So it's about like 5 by the time Parthanax finishes his story. The sun is just about setting. Some of the goblins have kind of retired to their tents already, just sleeping it off. There are a couple of free tents already up, a couple of fire pits already set out. If you guys would like to kind of make camp here for the night, might make things a little bit easier.
Good with that.
Yeah, that story made me hungry.
Are we going to wake up with some sort of disease? These are goblins. I don't want to.
I could prestidigitate all our sleeping quarters so it'd be clean.
I accept this. I will keep watch.
Right.
I'm not sleeping in there. Cell is a little bit of like, no, sticks her nose up. Not doing it. Not sleeping in a goblin tent. I'll just keep watch all night. I'll do that. How about that?
I'm up late partying with the goblins. Like I have familial
It
history
works.
with goblins, so I am.
You are free to party, and I will watch out for bad guys.
All right, I'm gonna spit roast these ribs. I'm just gonna
Nice.
crank them. Here we go.
Have at it.
Nice. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for when you actually get around to eating them.
All right.
They do roast up pretty nicely. Parthanax is able to make a pretty good bonfire for you. The goblins definitely had some spit roast materials kind of around for when they get good big pieces of meat.
Mm. And that's a 21 on our saving throw there.
Ooh, yeah, you're definitely good. It's like all of you watch him start to eat it, and you're like, well, there was Eru. It was great having Eru along, but he is just chowing down. He is enjoying it.
Just, oh man, Parthanax, you taste great. You should try this.
Sala walks away.
I feel like different dragons would taste a little bit different. I imagine a green dragon kind of being like an alligator or something like that, like some
Naturally
swamp creature.
spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This stuff's got a good kick. I love it.
So you're
They're-
yelling to Parthanax, and he's got like a goblin lay on, which is just like a bunch of junk. His face is painted. He's trying to do like a really low limbo, but like his knees are just like knocking over the stick.
These goblins are just having so much fun with this dragonborn. They're living it up. They
You've got the
have
cultist
not had
heads lined up
entertainment.
like drums. The Endor metaphor is strong.
Very nice. I am almost surprised that I have to say this as a DM, but is anybody looting the bodies?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that,
Okay.
but yeah,
I
Okay.
will also loot.
I'll loot. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
That should just be a thing with Niken, right? Just looting.
You gotta say it.
Yeah,
You just gotta say it.
for sure.
Man, I had a folder of goddamn tables, and I can't find them now. Hold up.
How many bodies do we have too?
So 8. So there are a dozen cultists. There are probably more tokens than that, but that was just to fill the map.
Oops. Oh
I was
shit.
playing it as those groups were 2, but there was an extra token.
Okay.
Come on, where did it go? Okay, we've got this. Where's my cultist table? There we go. Are you, to be specific, are you looting the cultists or the other goblins?
Cultists for me.
Okay, okay,
Cultists.
cool.
Yeah.
The cultists look rich.
Yep. Exactly.
And then Enos, you're also looting the cultists?
Yes.
Okay, so each of you roll 3d12, please. Niken will, or whoever throws them out first, we'll just do your 3 first.
D12s, you said?
Yeah.
9. That's low. My goodness.
Oh, what are the individual numbers? If you rolled it on the roll 20.
Oh, I rolled 2, 8, and 7.
Uh,
7.
nice. 2, 3, and 4 for me.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see here. So both of you find a tattered letter. It seems like this was an invitation letter to join up the dragon, promising lots of gold and riches and wealth and power and all this kind of stuff. See here, Niken, you find a set of manacles.
What's that?
They're like cups. Manacles are like
Handcuffs.
irons or handcuffs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Definitely
Um,
keep that.
And then, what was your other one? Did you get 2, 3, 4?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh. You find a jar of dirt with a
Niken's got
faintly
a
beating
jar of
heart inside of
dirt.
it.
Shoot. Okay. Is Parthanax next to me, or can I just be next to him, I guess?
Yeah, you could go
Dude,
find
I'm
him.
partying hard.
Yeah.
I
That's true. I'll
goblin
just
mambo
yeah.
line.
I'll just hold it until after he's done with his hangover the next day and whatnot. I want him
Okay.
to detect magic on it, basically.
Okay. And then Enos, what'd you get?
7 and 8. 2, 7, 8.
Okay. So then you find some white chalk, usually made for marking various services and often doing teleportation circles, and a signet ring. Has a distinctively abnormal design carved into it. You assume that this is the symbol that this young dragon was trying to kind of put out there and brand himself as a powerful dragon taking over this forest.
Okay. Can I take a cloak too? Like a cultist cloak?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That
it's
just seems.
a dark green forest or dark forest green colored cloak. It does match the dragon scales in the right light, and it is effectively like a king size blanket for you.
oh, interesting. Okay, no money?
Yeah. So, oh wait, that one's in.
Oh.
So it'll be a couple of dice. Only 2d10 for silver, and 2d12 for gold. Niken, you can do the same thing.
2d10s. What's up with the low rolls? I got 9 with the d10s.
So you find 9 silver.
Which one is that? 12, you said?
Yeah, and then roll 2d12 for gold.
All right.
9 again. I got 3 9s back to back to back.
Wow, yeah. You find 9 silver and 9 gold. Enos,
Okay.
how'd you do?
I just assumed 15 gold and 5 silver. I rolled really shitty for the silver.
Okay. Not that, I mean, not the worst, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Seems
with
like
that, I will go party with Parthanax, or at least watch what's happening, and encourage all the other goblins to fucking do it.
It doesn't take too long before the goblins are kind of just like conga lining into you so that you kind of have to join it, sort of thing.
I am not mad.
And it actually works out really, really well. Kind of like a more bars and more places sort of thing. But like actually reverse. Because I imagine Parthanax at the back, and then the goblin kind of runs into you, and then just gets like a shorter tier as it's kind of like just moving around through the camp. Sella is like kind of avoiding them the whole time, kind of just staying away from this debauchery.
Sella's doing a wide perimeter sweep. She's just walking circles around the camp.
Oh, okay. I'll see that, and I'll just keep dancing.
But you do have Hex, Slidar, and even Omni kind of in the camp, just making merriment. It's probably about like 7-ish at night now, getting a little bit darker, but definitely not too late. The night is very young.
I'm gonna hit up Niken at some point if I can find him.
Make
I
a
was about.
perception check.
Okay.
Make a perception. Okay. God damn it.
I feel like Niken, I should give you like a passive stealth skill.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, nat 20 plus 7.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
you
I find
managed,
Niken.
you managed to find him without even rolling a stealth, but we'll say that you do.
I'll go close
I
to
just
you.
I'm just gonna hit you up. Hey, can you take half the night watch so that I can meditate?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I'll take first watch though. So have fun.
Okay. So you're watching right now?
Yeah, I'll watch
Okay.
half the night if you take the second half. That way we
Sounds
can
good.
both actually get our rest in.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go meditate then right now.
Okay. Cool. So even with party and merriment, something that I did forget to add. These cultists do have what seems to be vials of booze on them. It is a very dark green color. When you hold it up to the light, you can see the green kind of coming through it. It smells very boozy, strong of alcohol. You think that the dragon may have been brewing, and this is very clear as they all have this on them, that the dragon may have been brewing its blood into a concoction to kind of help sway these cultists. So it is a very strong dragon liquor you guys could drink if you would like for merriment and whatnot.
Did me and Ennis take them all?
We'll get you drunk.
Are these goblin size or half orc size?
Yeah, good questions. Are they yay big or yay big?
They're like they're human size, so like the second. It's like a potion vial kind of full.
Okay.
Okay, give me 10 of them.
So each of them did have one, so you guys do find a dozen, basically.
Got 12,
a 12 pack of dragon
Hell
booze.
yes.
Okay.
That's getting wild.
So how many of it? There's 5 of us. We essentially get 2. 2 each. Niken and I get 3 because I feel like
Right.
We found it.
and I'll just yell from the conga line to Niken,
Niken!
and now I'm down to 2. Interesting.
Oh,
how that happens.
do you drink one?
Oh,
Do
yeah,
any
I
of you guys want
definitely
to
do.
drink one? Okay. Go
I
ahead
do
and
not.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Is this magical?
No.
Okay.
I want to see what happens before I drink.
17?
Okay. Yeah, you drink it and it tastes pretty vile, but you do feel like the warm fieriness on your insides of
Mm.
alcohol kind of starting to take over. And it does hit you pretty hard. You have a -1 to intelligence, but you have a +1 to charisma for the next 2 hours.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So I'll drink it and I'll just say, oh, it's disgusting. But it's working.
I'll give my 3 to Iru.
Done. I'll take a look at these and then take a look at how it did to a gnome and then kind of look at me and then I'll have all 3 of them at once.
Okay,
And
so
plus, you have
you
1.
go ahead and make 3 Constitution saving throws.
But he
Alright.
has 1 already, right?
The one that
Uh,
he got normally, and then the 3 you just gave him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Alright,
drink
so
just the 3 that were just given to you.
yeah. All right, so that's a 19,
Nice.
a
Okay.
9,
Oh,
and then a 15.
okay. So with the 19 and the 15, you have -2 to intelligence, but you get a +2 to strength. And then with the 9, you have an additional -2 to intelligence and an additional +2 to strength. So
Oh
overall, you
man,
have
that's a solid -5 to intelligence right now.
a-
At an already 8, I am at a 3.
Oof.
Talk to me like I'm 5.
Dude, you are barely sentient. You are that.
I'm done. I'm blackout. Like I'm
Ebru pounds them like all 3 in one hand, just down, and then like slams them. Woo!
Can we get the goblin tribe to chant his name as he's chugging them?
Oh yeah.
Ebru, Ebru.
I want to like throw them and then look at the first goblin and be like, "You want to fight?"
And the goblin immediately stops.
What about you?
Oh man, somebody might have to duel duel Eru here. Oh gosh.
No.
Yeah, you are blind drunk and just think you could kill anything in one
I already
hit.
killed a dragon. I'll fight the Allmaker himself. Let's go.
Go kill the dragon again.
I'm joke. I'm gonna. Don't test me.
I'd rather have him
Eru
beating
ba-
up a corpse than a bunch of
Eru
goblins.
basically goes and plays butcher on the dragon. Like, I already took one
Yes.
rib out. Fuck it, I'm gonna take the other one out. Get the tail off.
Oh man, I totally love. I need some spicy ribs right now. I tell you what. I got a hankering. I got a need.
It's like when you have Taco Bell. When you're drunk, you want Taco Bell.
When
Oh,
I'm
man,
at
they were
full
just
intelligence, I
spicy,
want
greasy.
Taco
Makes
Bell.
sense.
Some spicy, greasy ribs, man. That's exactly what I'm after right now. I'm gonna go hack up some more ribs off of that dragon and get them going.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, you make some midnight drunk munchy snacks, putting the bits of dragon together and sticking them over the spigot again. It's not even like you put them through the spit this time. You just kind of like wrangle it in between the wire and like just let it sit there and turn it, and it just scrapes the fire every now and then.
That doesn't matter. It'll come out the same.
Oh, kitty cat.
So,
This is Moon.
Hi, Moon.
unless any of
Hi,
you,
Moon.
yeah, I've had Leia chilling next to me the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Leia.
Leia.
I think most of us have cats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anymore, but I do have a ficus.
Ah.
What's
It's
your
a beautiful
ficus's name?
ficus. Thomas?
Oh. Unless
Thomas?
there's anything else you guys would like to be doing tonight, you guys do get a full rest in, save for Eru, who has 2 levels of exhaustion from pounding the liquor, and Enos, you have 1 level of exhaustion from
Okay.
the 1.
Actually, Nick, can I get those modifiers again real quick?
So right now, so each one that you drink, if you pass the saving throw, is gonna change a modifier once, and then if you fail the saving throw, it's gonna change it twice, and it's a minus to intelligence and plus to strength for Eru.
What was the DC?
Enos is 15,
Oh, okay.
and then Enos is charisma and intelligence. Alcohol affects everybody differently.
Gotcha. So I think I had something like a -4 to intelligence, and then what was my
plus 4 to strength.
+4 to strength? Got it.
And that was pounding 3 of them. So you wake up not quite as invigorated. I mean, you are hungover and exhausted.
So I
But
definitely
pounding
have that
3 of those,
exhaustion.
yeah, pounding 3 of those though would do for almost pretty much that same stat.
Yeah.
Might make you dumber. I don't, you know.
Like there might be some permanent damage here.
So I'll emerge. Ines will emerge from a tent, and she's just doing that hard squint, like, What's happened? And Thomas appears and is just like, bad news, guys. Hella hungover.
Or wait, no, I did that wrong because no, Enos, you would be fine because you passed the saving throw. Eru, I'm sorry,
Okay.
you failed one, so you have one
I
level
failed one.
of exhaustion. Yeah, that makes
One level of exhaustion.
That
Okay.
That makes more sense. Yeah, because you
Just
did
kidding.
pass. Yeah.
I emerge from the tent, hunky dory, and yeah, good morning, everybody.
Oh, Dad, don't stop. Don't. No noise. No noise.
Good morning, everyone else.
Thank you.
Does Eero need some healing word? Would that help him at all?
with exhaustion, he basically needs like a nap. He needs
I
like
think he
another
needs
8 hours of rest, or I think
an aspirin.
shit.
He
Where's
can
my
take a nap in the carrot. He can take a
Dragon.
nap in the
Sleep
cart.
in the back of the,
Yeah.
we took that stone giant heart out so he can crash in that spot.
Yep.
Sounds great. I'd kill for a nap right now.
Have at it, buddy.
There we go.
Should we take off, guys?
Yeah.
We got nothing else to do. Is Lucky
You have
coming
room
with us?
for one more.
Yes.
Sure.
Well,
Are we
2.
heading back to Findalen?
Well, there ain't room for much anybody once I'm sleeping in the cart. So
Oh,
y'all figure it
no.
out.
I hope it's okay with you, Inez. We all kind of just walk.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
You also
Okay,
have
cool.
one less oxen to help guide the cart. As
still have
Thea
2 though,
is
right?
Still a lizard. Yeah,
And
you
still-
guys do still have 2 oxen. Oh no, everybody
Well, my-
froze. Okay, hold on, go back. All right, sorry, internet got bad there.
Oh, sorry.
It's cool. Okay. So yeah, you guys do still have the 2 oxen that are attached to the cart. Thea is still a lizard, mysteriously enough. Which Enos, I believe you're the only one that would be able to speak to her.
Oh,
Being a tiny creature.
yeah. Who is it?
So Thea,
I don't know.
is
I
her
just
druid companion, and she has been hanging on to Sella this whole time. She
Pabu.
say what?
No, sorry. Pabu from Legend of Korra on the shoulder.
that's
Oh,
that's
is
his
it?
name. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So, yeah, sure. Oh, that's a lizard. Hi, lizard.
And I'll speak with small beasts.
What's your
Um,
name?
She goes, "Holy crap, you can understand me?"
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Thea. Normally, I can turn into animals, but something went wrong this time. I can't turn back.
Oh, that's rather disgusting, isn't it? That's unfortunate.
I don't really mind being a lizard. Sometimes I just am a lizard, but
No, the not changing back part, the being stuck part, that's unfortunate.
very. I have no idea what happened.
Are you hungry?
Not very. It doesn't take a whole lot to fill up a lizard. I've had a couple nibbles here and there.
Oh, okay. How can they help you become not this anymore?
I don't know. This has never happened to me before. I wonder.
Are you cursed?
I've never been cursed before. I wouldn't know.
Oh,
How does
can
one
I do
find
an-
out if they're cursed?
I do know. Let me see.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Totally.
Let's see.
Maybe. It was a 14.
Yeah, this smells like curse to you.
Oh, okay. I'll sniff her. Smells like a curse to me.
Oh,
Oh.
that's good to know. Hopefully,
Oh, sorry. I was talking to her, to Thea. Thea, that smells like a curse to me.
you can talk to Thea.
I can talk to small animals. It's really exciting. Oh, look, a bird. And I'll try to talk to the random bird.
This bird's flying by.
is-
It looks down. Hello. It just chirps
Hello.
for the rest of you, but Enos hears a little, hello. Good morning.
Can Nightshade fly on by?
Yeah.
Nightshade.
Yeah, you wake up and see these birds kind of flying by in the morning, and you let your owl fly up with them. It flies up much higher than the birds and then makes an arc down and just like goes right through one with its mouth open, and there's like a puff of feathers in the air, and it just dive bombs towards you before spreading its wings and landing back on your arm.
Sweet.
Was
Like
that the
chomping
one
on
I
the
said
bone.
hi to?
No.
That
Oh, okay,
wasn't
thanks.
funny.
Ooh, fucking distracted it and I led it to its doom. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh. Ooh,
And I'll run over to the owl.
oh, hello. What's your
Never
name?
thought I'd have to speak for Nightshade before.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm like, do I give it a voice? Yeah. Hello.
Oh, you're interesting. So
I
you're
almost
an
think it needs to
owl.
be like intense anime character voice, like that deep, like "Oh my wa moshindaid." Just that steady. Just.
もういうことにねも、いつナイトシェード。
Nani?
Ooh.
No, I'm gonna stick with the hello. My name is Nightshade. This is Mom.
This is Mom.
There's your mom. Oh, is she a very good mom?
Nathan's
Yes.
gorgeous.
She raises me.
He's good to you. He's not mistreating you.
No.
Oh, is he your favorite person?
He's the only person.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell Niken, it's like,
He needs to be more socialized.
That's funny.
and then
Thank you for joining our
Oh.
game. Thank you so much for joining our game.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Nick, for the invite.
I'm
Yeah,
glad the schedule's
but,
lined up. This was great.
Yeah. So I will go back to Thea, or I guess I'll go to Parthanax because he's magical.
And I'll say, hello, good morning, fellow sorcerer. Your friend is cursed.
Parthanax?
Which one? I've had
Ooh.
suspicions about a few.
You're right. Oh, the lizard.
The lizard. Ah, yes, the dirty wood elf. Yeah. This is.
Oh, I just thought she was a lizard for now.
Oh yeah.
Was a widow.
Is that what she is now? It was like a rabbit for a minute, an ox.
Either.
Okay.
No, she's a lizard now. She's right
Perhaps,
here.
perhaps you should go back to town and
Turning
get more.
myself into things, definitely my bag. Turning
Oh.
other people into other things, that's not so much in my depth.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Once I turned into a potted plant, that was unfortunate. It was, yeah, it was, it was when I was under, we were fighting, so it was really ill timing. But otherwise, I think I make a lovely philodendron.
Did you think to yourself, oh no, not again, before hitting the ground?
Oh, 100%. I'm just like, oh no, I'm tangled in vines.
I think at least 3 of you got that reference, so it was worth it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't. Sorry. Say it again.
Yeah. So you said you turned into a potted plant, and I was like, did you think, oh no, not again, before hitting the ground?
Oh no, I didn't. I still didn't get the reference. I'm sorry.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Gotcha. I should read and watch the movie.
Movie to
Anyway.
watch for sure.
Okay, good deal. Can do.
Yes, but anyway, perhaps we should bring, we're going into town anyway. Perhaps you should help your friend by finding someone more magical. Because, yeah, I can't do that either. That sounds like being selfless, and I'm really not.
I feel that, girl.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me some claw.
clap hands.
Shut up.
Slider does pitch in at this part of the conversation. My friend Arano, the wizard that I was looking for in Philandern, I believe he may know where we could find somebody that could lift this sort of curse. I hope to be able to find him in town. I shall hope he has returned in our absence.
And you prove to be slightly useful every day, Slider. Good work.
Parthanax, be nice.
So
I,
true.
I shall take that as a compliment from your dragonborniness. Thank you, sir.
We'd be really, really, really obliged if you could help us with that wizard. Help our lizard.
Twister.
We need a wizard for this lizard.
We need a wizard for our lizard. So she can be no longer a lizard and be a Thea.
Sounds like you need a lizard wizard, but not to be confused with a lizard wizard.
That is correct, yes.
Yes.
After all, Thea is actually our leader. And right now our leader is a small green mascot.
That is quite a pickle.
Also green.
Did you choose her before she was a lizard?
No, she kind of elected herself. And then
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk to Thea. Thea, that was mighty selfish of you. You should have just talked with the group to see who would be a better leader.
I want what I want when I want it.
Perhaps this is a good story for you to learn from. Maybe.
Think of this as a
Some would
lesson.
say karma.
Dang.
Oh,
Yeah, she
okay.
she kind of like runs around to the back of Sella. She's
Oh,
like
okay.
on the shoulder, and she just like climbs like across her body and like hides on the
Oh,
back.
okay. I hit her with the honest truth, but it needs to be done sometimes. Sometimes I deserve honest truth, and I listen to it, and then I completely ignore it after. So maybe she'll do that too.
I think
You know
that
what?
part was in common, but all the stuff you said to Thea was like in lizard. So you're just like going off in lizard and came back. Well, I told her the brutal truth.
I might have hurt her feelings, but she's in a lizard form, and she can't do anything to me. So it's okay.
I feel like I should warn you that one of her other forms is a giant spider, just for future reference. And I think she might be a little vindictive.
That's fine. I can still speak with it. I've spoken with giant centipedes before, and they're quite nice.
Enos, make a perception check real quick.
4.
Sella, as you're kind of like warning Enos about her other forms and stuff like this, you do see the little Thea lizard kind of come up from Enos's shoulder and is now hanging out on Enos's shoulder, just like looking her right in the face. And it's not until Sella points at you, Enos, that you notice that Thea is now right up in your face, just kind of giving you a lizardy glare with one big eye right in your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually Thomas's shoulder.
So I'm gonna mage hand, pull her off, and then have Thomas appear with like a broom sweeping her off.
No! Okay, I'm gonna catch her wherever she is.
No. It's gentle. I'm not like throwing her off. It's just like a nice little.
No. This is not your home. This is Thomas's home. He pays rent.
And give
gonna-
her back to Sella.
Just kind
Okay.
of flailing before landing on Sella's hands, and then kind of crawls around her arm back up to her shoulder.
I think she needs some socialization as well.
Okay.
We'll work on that.
Eaten by an eyeball monster.
That does take precedence, I think. This has been a weird trip for all of us, I believe. Why don't we just go back to
Exactly.
let's go back to that inn for a little bit.
So you guys
Here.
saddle up to make the journey with new companions in tow. both small but with big hearts, little Enos and Lucky, the goblin, who the goblin especially kind of just trails behind, trying to stay as far back as possible, carrying his sack. Keeps like gathering it up like he wants to just hold it in his hands, but then tries to remember what the bag is for, and keeping it on his shoulder. There's some
I was just going
coyotes.
to plop him in the cart, but whatever he wants to do.
He would definitely want to stay back on his own feet. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Do you have something?
yeah, but I'll wait. Sorry. I thought you were
Okay.
done.
No, I was just gonna kind of let you guys know, like, after you saddle up and everything, it's like about a half a day's journey back to town. So you guys will probably make it there at about noon, midday. There's some coyotes right outside my window. I wish you guys could hear that. What would you guys like to be doing on the way? You've got maybe about like 6 hours of travel between here and the new town. We'll probably pick up with you guys getting into town next week.
Sleeping off the hangover.
Okay.
I am.
You would
If I can
probably have
kind
to
of,
sleep a little bit into town too to get a full 8 hours rest out of that.
All right.
So that's
if
cool.
I can, I'm gonna try and shimmy onto the front of the cart with Hex and find some space because I want to read these anatomical studies of magical creatures that
Okay.
I have. I'm just
Okay.
gonna start from the beginning and start reading through it, looking for eyeball monsters.
So you started at A? Or
I
you
started at A.
E? You started A. Okay, cool.
hmm
There were how many volumes in there?
I have
16?
5 written down, but I think it might be more.
Okay. I can look at my table again. Or look at the session. Yeah, no, you spend a good amount of time reading this book. You get through most of the A section, and it is like an anatomical manual. So it's like these are scientific studies of people who have caught these creatures and then dissected them, and then like drawn and written down what they find inside of them. Let's see here, there's my table of contents. You get through most of the A's. You get through Akaroka to Banshee. So you read about Akaroka, animated objects, Azir, and Banshees.
Okay. I have no intention of getting any information right now from these books. I have started the journey through all of these volumes. I will find what I need
Or
eventually.
you know what? Cross out Banshee. That doesn't make sense because that's a fucking ghost. You read about basilisks is where you stop.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Sweet. And I'll just that'll be my hobby for the next few days, is sitting down with those books.
so can I go up to Lucky and cast Friends?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
It's
really
a saving throw.
there's not a saving throw. It's just for the duration. I have advantage on all charisma checks directed at him
Okay.
for a minute. And I'll take a good look at this crew.
Be like, okay. And I'll
Grab. Well, I won't grab Lucky, but that's rude.
I'll just be like, oh, Lucky. Are you a willing creature?
Did you say, are you a willing creature?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you. Yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage. Kind of a bit of a magical gleam in his eye.
24.
Yeah, he just nods. Says Lucky.
Okay. And I will look at the crew
And you say, well, I got what I needed.
and hold his shoulder, and I'll dimension door out. And I'll take him with me, obviously.
Okay. And you
What?
do. The small gnome disappears in a puff of smoke. Away with your goblin Lucky.
He was
Alright.
walking at the back of the caravan, so who notices?
Well, I'm probably walking in the back, so I guess I'll notice it.
I should
And
have
I'll wink.
should have asked.
So I'll tell the group, probably not Eerie, but he's probably asleep. Now I'll tell him what happened. Like, they just disappear. Don't know what happened.
Gnomes. Hex. Thanks for being normal.
We've been smackledorfed, quite possibly bamboozled.
I don't know what either of those words are.
Like, really? Or
No,
yeah, yeah.
there's such colloquialisms that Sel is just like, that's not proper common at all. What are those words?
We've been burglarized.
Oh,
They
what?
stole your dice goblin, and I think we put together a tasty care package for some sort of evil sorcerer.
And with that, we will pick up next week. You guys are so confused.
This was your goal.
Bigger things are afoot, making this world bigger.
My dice goblin.
One gnome at a time.
Gnomes, every time.
Don't trust gnomes. Yep.
2/3 of the time, they're nonsense.
This is a
Or at least-
66% bullshit rate on gnomes.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Yeah.
With that, we will catch you all next week. Thank you for joining us for another episode of The Gateway. You guys have any questions? Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The laughing sound?
Yeah, the coyotes. Coyotes.
They're going crazy. Anyway, we will catch you guys next week. If you have any questions throughout the week, feel free to let me know. And we will see you guys same time, same place next week. Thank you all for joining
Alrighty.
us. Bye.